You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day.
We are here. We are here. It is your boy, the coach. Welcome back to the Coaches Huddle, where the field meets family. And we got another one, a call-in show for the ages. We're 5-5, guys. We're on the road. We're going to go see the 7-3 Green Bay Packers. And our backs are against the wall. No Nick Bosa. No Mooney Ward. No Brock Purdy. Trent Williams is a game-time decision. Guys, if we were ever going to just show who we are as a team, this would be the game. This is the game. They can't fake it. They can't say this isn't a must-win game. If there was ever a must-win game, this is must-win. All right? We're behind it now, guys. We're behind it. We're behind enemy lines. Okay? Our backs are against the wall. The rest of the NFL is tired of us. This is the defining blow. And I'm going to tell you right now, there are so many Packers fans tomorrow. There are going to be so many honorary Packers fans tomorrow. We got to start to understand. We've been ducking and dodging for years, calling ourselves the best team in the NFL, saying that we lost because of technicalities. We go to the Super Bowl. We don't like the field. We show up to media day inebriated. All right? We don't know the overtime rules. Everything's got to be done for the Niners. Now is the game. This is the game where we can't take our ball and go home. We can't talk about technicalities. We got to show up and play. All right? Hands laid, money paid. We got to go get our money. All right? So let's start. We got ourselves a call-in show. The link is pinned in the chat. Get y'all butt in here. Tell me how you feel about the upcoming game. I want to hear about how you feel about the Seahawks game. There's a lot of you who haven't even had a voice to do that. It all plays. There's only one rule. I need a prediction. You can't come up here talking tough without a prediction. Okay? We got the first caller up, my boy Chunder Boy. What's going on, brother?
What's up, Coach?
How you doing, man? Talk to me.
I'm not muted. I'm not you can actually hear me this time. I have actual signal. We're good today.
You've got everything. You've got everything. You're doing a phenomenal job right now.
So I got three things that I wanted to talk about today. And I don't know where you want me to start. If you want me to do a recap or save the predictions, or do you want me to get into the three things?
You can get into the three things, man. It's your show. Do your thing.
All right. So the three things I want to talk about. Starting, Brandon Allen exposes one of Kyle Shanahan's greatest flaws.
Wow. Okay.
2, I agree that this may be a blessing in disguise with Purdy getting hurt. I saw the show that you and Grant did, and I thought that was a really astute observation, and I wanted to talk to you about that. And then I wanted to kind of go over what I think some of the key factors are on why we are in the situation that we're in.
Okay.
So Brandon Allen exposes one of Kyle Shanahan's fatal flaws. Kyle Shanahan is so risk averse that it's detrimental to the team and to himself. If you're not sure if Birdie's going to play, unless he knows Brock's out 4 or 5 weeks, you go with Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs gives you a better chance to win one game. His upside as a playmaker, he has a better arm, he's got legs. He gives you a better chance to win one game. Now, if you're talking about 4 or 5 games, he's a little bit more volatile, and I think I'd be a little bit more comfortable playing Allen, considering he's been in this system with Shanahan for 2 years and has been in the system with other coaches that run a similar system. So maybe over 4 or 5 games, he gives you a better chance to win 3 out of 5 instead of 2 or something. But I think if you're trying to just win one game, then I think you have to go with the guy who has the playmaking ability and gives you the best chance to win one game. And Kyle Shanahan has to have, he's such a control freak and he is so risk averse that to something not going the way he planned it, to something going off script, to something not going along with the game plan that he has set out, that he's not playing the guy that gives the team the best chance to win. And he does this consistently. He goes with the veteran guy who he knows what his floor is, but has a much lower ceiling over the rookie or the young player that has playmaking ability, but might screw something up. He does it consistently, and he has done it consistently throughout his coaching tenure, even before the 49ers. So I think that playing Brandon Allen over Josh Dobbs is another example of one of his fatal flaws, potentially fatal flaws. What are your thoughts?
I think that I want to give you some pushback. One is I don't think that Kyle would ever have anybody on his team that would besmirch his offense, especially a quarterback, right? And for that, I think that he really does like Brandon Allen. I think that one thing about Kyle, which is kind of weird, is that his he seems to be more in love with his backup than he does his starter. It's like
so weird.
It's almost as if like he plays the starter begrudgingly because they have the talent, right? So it's like, all right, you have the talent, which means that in certain instances I can't really corral you the way I want to. So I may be a little frustrated with, hey, I gotta play this guy, but because of the plus side, one thing that Kyle used to say, and this is around the Trey Lance time, Kyle used to pose as if he wanted like this like unicorn at quarterback. I want the big arm. I want the speed. No, you don't. No, you don't. Now that we're almost like 2 years, going on 3 years removed from Trey Lance and seeing what Brock Purdy has done to this offense, and then going back and looking at the quarterbacks that have been successful in this offense, dude, you want a game manager. You want somebody that's going to do exactly what you need to get done because your offense has the answers, right? It's almost as if like, hey, I'm giving you the answers. The only thing that I need you to do is actually pick the right person. Carry out what I'm telling you to do.
Just don't screw it up.
Yeah, don't screw it up. And if you think about that, no starting quarterback can play under that. But if you think about it, that's almost the carbon copy job description for a backup quarterback.
Yeah,
is it not?
It's kind of a double-edged sword because on the one hand, you want a guy who just does everything that you want him to do all the time. Mm-hmm. But so on the one hand, Kyle Shanahan is a very good play caller. He's very good at scheme. He's very good at game planning and all those things. So it is a very quarterback-friendly system in that way. You do have a lot of the answers. But the other side of that sword is you're not allowed to do anything special because you have to do what the play says to do. Just throw it to the guy that I told you to throw it to. Don't do anything else. So it doesn't allow a quarterback to flourish, but it can elevate a quarterback. As we saw with Jimmy G, as we saw with Matt Ryan, so on and so forth, it can elevate a quarterback slightly, but it's not going to ever give you an elite quarterback who is year after year doing anything special, because it also puts them in this box where it doesn't allow them they're not allowed to get outside of that box and be anything more than what the system is.
Yeah, I agree. I also feel as though that, okay, I see your Josh Dobbs, and I'll raise you with Brandon Allen in the sense that because Kyle has Brandon Allen, I don't think that Kyle. Well, okay, there's two sides of it. I agree with what you're saying. I think that if we're talking about one game, Josh Dobbs is perfect for this situation. It's going to
Yes.
be nice. The weather's not going to be crazy, so it's not like frozen tundra, right?
And
But
that would actually further alleviate, that would actually make it even more because Josh is more physically gifted with his arm and his legs.
100%, right? So my biggest thing is that it's not the fact that Josh Dobbs, it's not the fact that has a blind spot with Josh Dobbs. I think that Kyle honestly believes that Brandon Allen can carry out his offense, right?
Yeah.
I think that there are throws that Brandon Allen makes. Like if you think about what we've lost in quarterbacks over the years, our starting quarterback is always one game, one play away from being done. That's kind of like the soup we swim in. And with that being said, I think that Kyle has learned through time and own his own era that I'm never going to have a backup quarterback that I don't implicitly trust to run my offense. And nothing can be, we don't move off without a hitch. Like we just keep going. If you look at it, he did it with Sam Darnold, right? Almost so much so that, I think that there's a couple of people who are really willing to be honest. Trey Lance beat out Sam Darnold in the preseason. All right. Don't start with me. All right. But in my opinion, all I'm saying is that one of the reasons why I believe that Sam Darnold got the nod over Trey is that because Kyle believes that Sam Darnold can operate his offense at an efficient level, right? Brock is just kind of honestly in certain aspects, Brock has kind of forced Kyle to play him.
Oh yeah.
So I think that Brandon Allen is going to get a very good offense tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle's going to call a lot of friendly plays for him. He's going to call screens.
We might finally see a screen.
Dude,
I was just going to say that.
I'm telling you, bro, we're going to see screens. We're going to see Jordan Mason is going to be on the field. We're going to see Christian McCaffrey and Jordan Mason on the field together. It's going to be, dude, full stop. He's pulling out everything because he's got the quarterback that, in my opinion, Kyle's playing with house money. Everybody's injured. There's absolutely no way that anybody expects us to win this game, right?
Yeah.
So you can't lay this at Kyle's feet. So he's going to do his level best. And you're going to see an offense tomorrow. All I say is this. When you watch the offense that's ran tomorrow, think about what it would look like with Brock Purdy. That's all I ask. So when you see what Kyle does with Brandon Allen tomorrow, and you see how conscientious he is with Brandon Allen in certain areas of the field, he's not going to go 4 receivers. He's not going to go shotgun in the red zone in the shadow of their own goal post. He's not going to abandon the run game. He's going to stick to it. They're going to have, I guarantee you, dude, they're going to have no less than 25 to 30 carries tomorrow.
Agreed.
It's going to be about 30 carries tomorrow. Yeah. Isaac Guerrero is going to get carries. Jordan Mason is going to get carries, and Christian McCaffrey is going to get carries. All 3 of them, which he should have been doing anyway.
I agree entirely that he should have been doing that anyway. I disagree entirely that those guys are going to get any more carries. I just don't think Shanahan cares about. I don't understand why. I think that Jordan Mason brings juice to this offense when he runs the ball. When he trucks a guy and falls forward for 2 yards, it doesn't just get you an extra 2 yards. It's also a defense on the sideline watching a running back run through a guy to try to get an extra yard or 2. And we're not getting that from Christian right now. He brings juice to the offense that Christian McCaffrey does not. Right now, Jordan Mason's a better running back than Christian is at running the football. Right now, Christian McCaffrey's not back to his best self. Christian McCaffrey is still maybe the best running back in football when it comes to the pass game, pass protection, running routes, and stuff like that. Hands down, there's nobody on this team that's even in his league when it comes to that stuff. But just running the football as a running back right now, Jordan Mason is a better running back than Christian McCaffrey is. Now,
so let's go over that. Let's edit what you just said, right?
Okay.
Because that's a little too strong. Okay. So if you really want to get specific, Jordan Mason is a harder runner than Christian
Yeah.
McCaffrey right now. I wouldn't say that he's a better running back. I wouldn't say that he's better at running the football. But what I'm saying is that Jordan Mason is a more physical and a harder runner than Christian McCaffrey is right now. And it's not even close. In between the tackles, Jordan Mason is more effective than Christian McCaffrey because of his physicality. But I do not think that once you run all of it, once you run it all through the wash and you get to all of the aspects of playing running back, I still believe that Christian McCaffrey is a better running back than Jordan Mason. But in the physical run game, Christian McCaffrey is not on Jordan Mason's level. Is that fair to say?
So, yeah, so I agree with that. So I think that the way you phrased it is better than the way I phrased it in saying that he's a more effective runner than Christian McCaffrey right now. That's, I think, what I was kind of trying to get at. I do also think that right now Jordan Mason has better eyes. He's being more decisive, and he hits the hole with more juice. He's getting to the hole and getting through the hole better than Christian is right now. It's going to take Christian some time to get his eyes back and to feel comfortable with what he's seeing in front of him and feel comfortable with his feet underneath him to hit the hole with some juice. He's not doing that right now. He's not being as decisive. He's not hitting the hole with any juice. And that makes Jordan Mason, I said the better running back, but I think the more effective running back as a runner right now. And I honestly think there's maybe even a little bit of gap. I think Jordan Mason is just a much more effective runner right now today than Christian McCaffrey is. But there's an element of this I wonder about is Kyle Shanahan trying to like work Christian McCaffrey through it?
Just like for a second, this is a factor as well. He's not all the way back.
Correct.
So we got to figure out what normal CMC looks like in 2024. So you got to understand, we've only seen him a couple of times. He's not back.
Correct. That's one of the primary factors as to why I think that Jordan Mason is a more effective runner right now. It's not because he's a better running back than Christian McCaffrey overall. It's right now where Christian McCaffrey's at in coming back from his injuries. He is just not as effective as Jordan Mason is right now as a runner. He probably will be in the near future, but right now I just don't. My eyes are telling me that he's just not as effective. And I actually think that part of it might be that Shanahan knows this. I can't imagine Shanahan doesn't watch the film and see the same thing. I think part of it might be that Kyle Shanahan feels like he needs Christian McCaffrey at his best if we make the playoffs. And so he's willing to go through a couple of games of Christian McCaffrey being a little bit less effective if it means that he's 100% by the time it comes time for the playoffs.
Okay, run that back.
I think there's a chance that Kyle Shanahan knows right now Jordan Mason is the more effective running back. And the reason that Jordan Mason is not getting more carries than he is because he wants CMC to kind of play through it and get back to where he was so that when we get to the end of this season, when the games are as critical as they can be, and potentially in the playoffs, CMC is then at 100%. He was allowed to play through some of the rust, if you want to call it that. And I don't agree with that, but I think that there may be an element of that into the decision-making of why CMC is getting so many carries when he's clearly less effective.
That is a trash take. That is a trash take. And I'm going to tell you why. Number one, no, you don't forego winning a game or playing with the top 3 rusher in the league just because you want to get Christian McCaffrey going again. You want to get Christian McCaffrey going, but you play within the context of the game, right? He's rusty. All right. He needs to get back. I understand that. But within having like situational awareness in the game, my man, bro, Jordan Mason should have got more than 2 carries in that game. That was crazy.
I totally agree. Yeah.
So there's a difference. Like I felt like, so I hear what you're saying
You're
Yes.
assuming that Kyle Shanahan has situational awareness. The evidence says otherwise.
All right, yeah, all right. Yeah, look, I'll give you that too. But what I am here to say is that what you can't do is, I thought that you were trying to like shoehorn in why Jordan Mason isn't getting the ball. No, I don't care. Even if you are getting CMC acclimated into the game, into the season again, I get that. That's still no excuse.
I agree.
For the usage that Jordan Mason has had in 2 games. It has been a screeching halt.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're talking about
terrible.
3 carries in 2 games. That's
terrible.
Ridiculous.
Agreed. I don't agree with it at all. I'm just trying to, I guess, think out loud about, because I guess where it stems from is I have to, Kyle Shanahan, for all of his flaws, he's a terrific game planner. He's a smart guy. He watches a lot of film. There's no way that all of us can so clearly see that Jordan Mason is a more effective runner right now, but yet he won't give him any carries. There has to be a reason why he's giving Christian McCaffrey so many carries. I just don't see a world in which it's because Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey and we just give it to him because he's on the field. Like, I don't feel like Bobby Turner would let him get away with that even. There's got to be something behind why there's been such a screeching halt, and I'm just kind of pondering out loud as to what that might be. I might be wrong, and I agree with you. It's not the right way to go about it. It's certainly not been effective, so it's not good. I'm just trying to wonder out loud, I guess, what it might be, because it doesn't make any sense to me at all.
I'll say this before we close, because I want to get Trav and Max up. I'll say this. I coached on some good teams. You know, we weren't like world beaters, but we were good for our level of football. And I also coached on some really badass teams too, where you kind of like walking away from the games, like putting on your glasses, like, bro, I do not want to be seen with these fools. So I'll say this. Part of it is the fact that our offensive line isn't necessarily like a great offensive line. So my thing is that when you have an offensive line that kind of struggles with, you know, body on body blocking, body on body blocking, hat on a hat blocking, moving people. Thank you. Moving people. When you have that issue, you got to have somebody who is kind of a sledgehammer, not a scalpel. Right? You can't go in there with a guy like Christian and it's like, oh, well, you know, read your gap, get in there, understand if you have to bounce it, bang it, or cut it back. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, when we need a yard, dude, cut down the splits. Like, I don't care if they know what we're doing. Cut down the splits, man. 6 inches apart. All right? Do what you got to do. Put them in 4-point stands. Go get the yard. That's my problem. My biggest issue is that there's so many ways to get to the run game, and we could really kind of get to it in a lot of different levels based on the backs that we have. But I just feel like Kyle has utilized the offensive line where he thinks that his plays, he doesn't need millions of dollars up front, right? He doesn't need Creed Humphrey at center, right? Or Trey Smith. Like, he doesn't need that. And what a good offensive line does is it allows you to get out of the scheme and it allows you to take care of the situation. That's why you need a good offensive line. That's why you need players that supersede the scheme, because the scheme is cool when everybody's healthy. And when it's 80 degrees outside and it's not snowing, and you know what I mean? And nobody's hurt and it's not, but at the end of the day, you still have to have players on the field that can literally just tap into their talent and get shit done. That's my issue, right? Like when you watch like the Ravens go after a yard, or if it's short yardage, it's like, bro, they're going to go get that yard, bro. And it ain't nothing pretty about it. They're going to go get that yard. My problem with Kyle is that he just doesn't use everything that we have. I don't understand it. But what I will say is that I think we'll see it tomorrow. I really do. This is it.
I hope you're right. I don't think I think it. I think we're definitely going to see a different way of using the pass game, but I hope you're right about the rest of it. So I'm going to give you the key.
Oh, go ahead. No, I wanted to answer Robert Jorgensen. It's really the weather's going to be actually favorable in Green Bay. It's not going to be crazy.
It's going to be a little bit cold, but there shouldn't be any precipitation.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like in the 40s. So it's not going to be bad.
So I wanted to give you my key factors. I think you'll probably agree with most of them, but I'm curious, do you feel like these key factors are more on bad execution by the players or bad management and coaching on the part of the coaching staff? Not just Kyle, but the coaching staff in general, but that does fall on Kyle. So key factor number one, poor play in situational football. We don't get off the field on third down. We don't convert on third down. We don't do a good job in situations where the scheme does not get to dictate what happens and the other team gets to dictate to us. Number two, degrading play over time. Every single quarter, we get worse and worse. If you look at stats like EPA, DVOA, all these things, we're better in the first quarter, then worse, and we're terrible. We're at the bottom of the league in the fourth quarter in almost every of the advanced metrics. Number three, penalties. Not only do we have, it seems to me like we have more penalties this year. I'm not sure what the actual number is, but it seems like the penalties are happening in high pressure, high leverage situations more often than they have in the past. They're happening late in the game on a drive. They're happening on third down. They're happening in critical situations where we're shooting ourselves in the foot. Our special teams play, we all know, has been terrible for years. Yes. And lastly, turnovers. We seem to be more prone, and this is actually really on Brock. We're turning the ball over more in the second half than we are in the first half. And I'm curious, do you feel like those factors are more on execution or on coaching?
Special teams, that's coaching 100%. I'd say turnovers late in games. That's a little bit of both. That's shared responsibility. I mean, Kyle can't help if there's a fumble. Like, you got to take care of the ball.
For sure.
My thing is, the reason why I say shared responsibility, because I believe that Kyle gets a little too pass happy in like serious moments of the game. So that's why I think it's shared responsibility. Going into, if the team gets worse as the game goes along, that's just depth. We're a different team. We're not the same team that we were last year. We don't have the depth. And that's one of the biggest issues, is that if you think about it, it's not really the team gets worse as the game goes along. It's the defense. It's the only thing that really leads this team. The side of the ball that gets all of the responsibility when shit hits the fan, the defense. Dude, we can have our offense with all of these players that we have on our offense can score 17 points against the Seattle Seahawks, and we can still walk out of that game saying, man, defense sure let that drive get out of hand. Like, that's crazy. We lost to Geno. It's like, no, we didn't lose to Geno. We lost to Coach McDonald in that defense. That's what we lost to. Geno finally just said, okay, I guess I'll just run it in if you guys are going to keep giving me chances. Yeah, and then we'll score 20 points. That's what it is. Like, their league average is 24 points. They scored 20.
So that goes to roster construction, which is on Kyle. So I actually think that that's a Kyle thing, obviously not a player thing. Of course.
What ain't someone is an asshole? I love it.
I'm curious. I'm curious if you think, because it feels to me like the running game used to be dominant in the second half of games. We used to close out games with our running game last year and the year before. And it seems like this year our running game doesn't exist in the second half. And it's not because we're behind. We're up 10 points in the fourth quarter and can't run the ball. And so I'm wondering if our offensive line is also, are they just getting old too? Rendell's no spring chicken. Trent Williams is having the worst year that he's had in a decade. Banks has regressed slightly from his second year.
But dude, it's always been the offense. They're the
reason we lost those games.
Points a game. Hold on. When they were scoring 30 points a game, they were riding off of the number one defense in the league. Like,
Yes.
come on, man. Like,
Yes.
and it's complimentary football. No,
Defense is dominating, putting you in good situations.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
I'm not old enough. I'm not young. I'm still young enough to remember when our offense barely even saw third downs because we were so
Yeah.
Come on, son. We were so dominant on first and second down because defenses were just tired. We were playing against defenses that kept getting thrown back on the field. Do you understand
that's a good point.
Good our defenses have been?
Great.
From the get out.
Yeah.
Play one, day one. Our defense is always ready to play. Always. And even when they're not who they are, because they're not who they are right now, right? They don't have the players, right? We have guys that are not here anymore. We also have a lot of injuries on defense. Even in the Seattle game, they did more than enough.
Yes.
They got picks, sacks. The pass rush was there immediately. Nick Bosa was getting sacks early in the game. They got a turnover on downs on the drive before we shit the bed for 1 minute and 20 seconds. Like, listen, I am an offensive coach. Okay? I'm an offensive coach. I was an offensive coach on a defensive team, though. So when I coached at Bowie State, we were led by our defense. And the way the offense got dictated to was, if we get a stop, you motherfuckers better go score. You better score. Go score. And if we were getting 3 points all game, and the game was still a limbo, our head coach was not letting us off the hook because he was a former defensive guy himself. He would literally go into the coaches' meeting and say, I don't know what the fuck y'all was doing today. We did our job. We did our job. You guys shit the bed. We get a turnover on downs, a pick. We hold these boys to 20 points, 17 points. We give you the ball back with the lead. You got a 4-point lead, and all you can give me is 1 minute and 20 seconds.
I think it's almost like the script has been flipped, because it was before our defense was suffocating teams, and the other team's defense was so tired by the end of the game that we were able to just run it down their throat.
That's all we've been doing, bro.
And now it's our defense that's getting tired. Bro. It's our defense. Yeah.
Thank you. Now the script has been flipped. This has been a crackerjack offense from day one. The only thing that's been elite is the defense. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Elite. All right. So when our offense, before we got Christian, we were averaging 16 points a game, bro. Those are facts. So now all of a sudden, we're like the best thing since sliced bread on offense because our defense continuously gives us the ball back time after time after time. Dude, eventually we're going to find cracks. Eventually we're going to play against a defense that keeps getting thrown on the field. And it's like, yo, we can't put up with this. All right, listen, we'll bend the knee. On top of the fact that now when we get up, what can we do now on offense? How can we put our name on the group project? Hey, man, the defense, the reason why they do so good in the run game is because the lead is so crazy. We're over here scoring so many points, but we lead the NFL in drives per game. How do we get so many drives? We get the ball back so many damn times. And the reason why we get so many drives is not because we get the ball, it's because we give it up so many times as well.
Yeah.
So I've always seen this offense as, the delta between Kyle's mistakes and what you see on the field has always been a lighter load because of the defense. So when Kyle fucks up a drive, nobody cares. He's getting the ball right back. If Kyle goes 3 passes in a drive, nothing happens, nobody blinks an eye. He's getting the ball right back. How many times do we watch games where we're like, here we go. We're up 10 points. Let's go offense, please. Can we do more? Can we go up 17? Can we put up 13? Can we go? The lead is always 10 points. You know why? Because the offense can never pull it away.
Yes.
They can't. The only thing that's been consistent with this team year in, year out is the defense. It's the facts. I'm sorry. And the only way that our offense has been able to churn out as much productivity as we've had is because we had an embarrassment of riches, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? But when we play teams that got the dogs that can
Yep.
play us man on, right? You don't have to fool us, right? We got 11 on. And on top of it, when we play teams that take advantage of our offensive line, it completely falls off a cliff. We don't even struggle in tough games. We completely don't even look like ourselves. So my biggest thing is that Kyle needs to start utilizing the offense in a way where it's like, dude, you got to protect the defense. They're going to give you a great first quarter and a third quarter. They're going to struggle a little bit before half. They don't have the depth. They're going to get tired.
Yep.
When they come out of half, they're always ready to play.
Yep.
They're always ready to play. They come out of the half, they come out gangbusters, picks, sacks, holding people down, turnover on downs. They do their job. When they had that turnover on downs in the fourth quarter, all right, without Nick Bosa,
it should have ended the game.
That was their last stand. Come on, man. You can't tell me you're not watching these boys. Tongues wagging, tired as hell. Nick Bosa's off the field. You can tell that was their last stand. They were done. They were not emotionally. They were not prepared to get back on the field.
Yep.
They weren't.
So I think that I go 60-40. I think 60% of what's happened this season is on the coaches and the coaching staff, including roster construction. That's part of being on the coaching staff. And I think 40% is on the players not executing at the level they have previously. However, I think that the best thing about this whole situation is that the players can execute their way out of the hole that we've put ourselves in. And I think that's something that everybody needs to keep in mind. It's not anywhere near as dire as it seems. We are 1 game back with 7 to play. It is not 2 games back with 4 to play. We are going to need a little bit of help. We're going to need a team to have a loss here or there. But we're not in a situation where we just don't have a chance. Now, if we go out and lose to Green Bay and or Buffalo, now that totally changes the situation because now we're potentially 2 games back with 6 to play.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. The call was great. Give me your game prediction real quick.
Game prediction for this game. Defense steps up 17-14 Niners.
Damn. All right, brother. Talk to you, bro.
See you, buddy.
All right. Max.
Yo, what's up, coach?
What up? Talk to me, brother.
So, since Christmas Day versus Baltimore, why do you think the offense has not, been able to play that well? They've played 15 games since that game, and I believe they've only scored like 30-plus points 5 times. And Brock Purdy's numbers, I believe, are like 18 touchdowns, 13 picks since that Baltimore game. It feels like Mike McDonald has kind of, figured out Kyle Shanahan and his scheme.
Well, my biggest thing right now is that Kyle just needs to. My biggest thing for real is Kyle needs to make some adjustments with the offense. When people evangelize this offense throughout the league, they take the run game, not the pass game. I think that his ability to connect with his quarterbacks and the trust that he gives them or the autonomy over the offense is a factor that really is hurting him. If you look at some of the offenses that, I don't know, borrowed or, adopted our offense, you look at quarterbacks like Miami, or you look at the Rams, or you look at Minnesota, or other teams, Houston, in certain aspects. There's a buy-in that they give their quarterbacks where they can make decisions. And they also have the offense that highlights their best skill sets. It's no mistake that, Sam Darnold isn't the most accurate quarterback that there is, but he has a really good deep ball. He's very talented in airing the ball out, and they do that ad nauseum with the Vikings. You see how they're used the passing game, or how the ownership and the buy-in that Matt Stafford has had with the Rams. I just don't think that there's been anybody here that Kyle has trusted to give the entire offense to. There was a question that I believe Grant had asked a couple of weeks ago about, asking what autonomy quarterbacks have with moving audibles and being able to call off certain plays. And Kyle all but said that, hey, my offense has every answer. We give them options. Even if they think that there's something, we have something built in. But that's not necessarily what was asked. So in my opinion, I think that Kyle's tired and he may need to take a break or at least reassess how we're going to move forward with the offense, because at the very least, if we're going to take it away from just it being on Kyle, at the very least, we need to have like kind of like a wholesale change with some of the athletes that we have on this offense. I don't think Deebo Samuel is helping us. I don't think Kyle Juszczyk is necessarily helping us, right?
Yeah.
I think there needs to be more utilization of JP Mason, like not as, just a pace back or somebody to take carries when Christian can't run, but he needs to be like a real focal point of the offense, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I just think that, just the approach that needs to change.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like, overall, the offense wasn't playing very well to start the 2022 season after it was doing so well in 2019 and 2021. But then, Shanahan countered to the league by saying, I'm going to trade for Christian McCaffrey. But then, but now since that Baltimore game, the league, they've countered Shanahan, but Shanahan does not have a counter to the league. Like, he got Christian McCaffrey back, but he had McCaffrey versus Baltimore and in the Super Bowl. And McCaffrey isn't as good as he was now as he is then. So, like, I just feel like, last time Shanahan was in this, like, situation, he could say, I'm going to trade for Christian McCaffrey. And we saw what happened in 2022 and 2023. But, like, now since that Baltimore game, it just feels like, he can't counter the league this time, or he hasn't been able to yet.
A lot of it is the offensive line, man. We put money in a lot of different places. I feel like offensive line is there just needs to be a philosophy change there, or at the very least, we need to retool some positions, specifically center. We already know that left guard is possibly going to be a vacancy with Aaron Banks getting paid in free agency. But I would like to see a rejuvenation of the trenches. Being able to run the ball goes a long way. It takes off a lot of different things that defenses are trying to do to you. You control the clock. You can be able to control the energy of the defense, be able to help out your receiving core and your quarterback. And I think that's one of the biggest things that's hurt us this year is our inability to just run the ball. I feel as though that Kyle knows that he can't run the ball at will, so he picks spots. He picks opportunities and situations where he thinks that this is going to be the best opportunity to run the ball right here. Or if he gets a box or he gets a look that he really likes, then he'll be able to push the ball as far as on the ground. But that's not the way the run game works. The run game is something that you have to commit to, even when it's not working, because it will work, and it won't work if you stop running the ball. So it's almost kind of like being a shooter in basketball. Like if you in a slump, you right, or if you're a hitter in baseball and you're in a slump, the last thing you do is stop shooting. Right? If you're in a slump hitting, the last thing you do is don't go up at bat. Like, so it's the same thing with running the ball, right? Running the ball is the exact same way. If the run's not working, the last thing you do is stop running the ball because it ain't going to get better. So you got to find other ways to get to it. So that's just my small take on that, man. But hey, let me get a prediction before we get you up out of here, bro.
Yeah, so I feel like Kyle Shanahan, all the pressure it feels like is on him right now because they just lost to Geno Smith, who they've kind of owned in the last few years, in terms of
True.
versus him. And I feel like whenever he plays Matt LaFleur, he always does well against him. So I'm gonna say Kyle Shanahan pulls out all of the tricks here. He involves Jordan Mason. He throws screens. He makes life as easy as possible for Brandon Allen. He controls the clock. I think that this game, with all a lot of pressure on Kyle Shanahan, and I also do believe that Kyle Shanahan, he's gonna want to win this game badly. It's just so he doesn't have to overpay Brock Purdy in next offseason, because he's gonna be like, see, I can win with Brandon Allen against a team like Green Bay without Brock Purdy. He's good, but he's not worth like $60 million.
Man, I said, give me a prediction.
So I'm gonna go
Prediction.
with,
Not go in here and give me something complete. Come on, man. Give me a prediction.
All right. Here's my prediction. 49ers win 24-23.
24-23. Hey, man, love the call, bro. Call back again, man.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Talk to you, bro. J Money.
Hello.
What up?
What up? First off, I just want to say, I really appreciate your whole platform. I like how you keep it real and you don't, sugarcoat things. You know how people just like to say things to make people feel good, and I just feel like I just love how you're brutally honest about Kyle Shanahan, because man, he is cancer, dude.
Yeah, it's and this is the thing, man. Like I say what I mean, what I say, and a lot of that stuff comes from. I actually put in a quote, a comment to somebody in the chat. Is that I'm frustrated. I get frustrated with just the lack of potential. That's the number one way to like get me riled up, is if I see someone or something that I'm a part of not living up to its potential. Like, I get fired up, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
I don't like it.
Me personally, I just don't like how, like, I love Larry Cougar. I don't really listen to David because he's just politically correct all the time. But Larry Cougar just always, I love his channel, but I just don't like how he doesn't be brutally honest. Like, you got to be honest, and Kyle Shanahan has to take accountability for the times that he doesn't know how to manage the game well.
Well, let me set the stage. I'll set the stage for you. I am in a unique position. Okay. I don't need to. I am purely a fan. Okay. I'm not doing this for any type of monetary gain. All right. And I'll say this. These guys are doing their jobs when they're on YouTube. Okay. Because they have to go back and see these people in real time. Right. Think about wherever you work. The relationships that you have with people in the building. Yeah, you're going to be able to say the truth and say how you feel about certain things. But at the same time, you need to be able to grease the wheels of progress at your job as well. And you can't be seen as somebody that is trusted inside of the building or inside of the organization, and you kind of go rogue once you get outside of the building when you get on your own platform. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
There's a responsibility that content creators like Larry, David Lombardi, Grant, right? They have a different responsibility when they come on YouTube, is because number one, they have to keep a good working relationship with those who they deal with in the building in real time, though. You see what I'm saying? Face to face. And they also have to be able to ride that line of their version of content and how they want to interpret the news, and being able to continue to do that, because them being in the building is not a right, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand that as well. So I'm honest enough to say this. I'm coming from a position where I don't have to be in the building. The Niners can tell me that they never want to talk. They never want to be affiliated with me. Hey, coach, whatever. You're not, they could tell me at camp, like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Get out of here. Like, they could tell me that, and I would be still streaming. I would probably drop a video about it. But what I want to do is I want to be honest about the soup that I swim in. I'm in a different lane than those guys are. I respect what they do. I really do. But it would be disingenuous of me to act like those guys could say the things that I say on camera, express their true feelings the way that I do. I think that that's one of the reasons why people do come here on my platform, because they do get like a raw experience of like, hey, this is what I would say if I was pissed off as well. But I just wanted to put that out there. Like, what they do is needed, because quite honestly, all of their content is basically us responding to the hard work in the news that they put forth, right? So we don't know about real-time alerts with the team. We don't get any practice reports. We don't hear about the post-game interview. Like, yeah, I'll complain about the questions, but I'm also grateful for the fact that there are questions. You see what I'm saying? So I just want to be able to keep that balance as well. Like, I really respect what all of those guys do. And sometimes we get mixed up in like our point of view with content, and there can be a misconception that bleeds into real life. And that's not true.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I respect Larry as a man outside of the 49ers in the content.
Oh yeah,
I respect him because he does his job.
Yeah, I respect Larry. I respect Grant. I really like Grant. I watch Grant all the time. I watch you and Grant all the time.
Right.
And Larry. But David is he's just too much, man.
Yeah.
He's just he'll make a loss and then we'll lose and then he'll be like, oh, we did great. We have the top 10 offensive line. He'll give us all these stats and statistics. I'm just like, bro, come on, dude. Really?
Yeah. It's funny, and it's hilarious. And in certain ways, like if I got David in a room by himself, I would try to get him to admit that he knows he's doing this on purpose. Like, dude, you gotta know. But what I will say is that everybody has a right to put out their content, and I feel like there's obviously, you can't argue with the numbers. There's obviously a place for David in our environment, right?
Yeah.
The numbers speak for themselves. My only thing is that, and you know, one thing, I actually enjoy David's professionalism to his content. I love the fact that he comes with pertinent stats. The fact that he is so close with the team, most of the information that you need to hear about when it comes to, like, you know, injuries or what the team feels like. You know, David's always going to push exactly how the team feels. So he's almost kind of like, yo, it's like he's healthy bacteria, bro. It's like you need him. You know what I'm saying? You need him.
Yeah.
So that's how I tend to look at like our environment. Like, there's some scumbags out there. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I ain't gonna be it's still the Coaches Huddle. We still gonna talk about some scumbags. There's some guys out there that do some wild shit. But for the most part, all of the guys that are in the building, it would be crazy for me to go at them, because I wouldn't have a channel if it wasn't for Grant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have a channel if it wasn't for Larry, period. You know, so I know we get riled up on the takes, and I understand that, like, this is kind of like our kickback session. But if you think about it, football is just an excuse for us to connect with people. It's really us connecting. Football is just the excuse. So when you look at it from that perspective, it's like, bro, like, take it to the kindergarten level. Like, work well with others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a question.
Okay.
My question to you is, who do you think would be like the best fit for the 49ers if we did pursue a different coach? Like, do you think Joe Brady? Do you think Brian Flores? Ben Johnson?
I like Ben Johnson. I really do. Because in today's league, you need an offensive guy. If we hired a defensive guy, let's say we got a Bill Belichick or we got a Mike Vrabel, the first question would be, well, who's your OC? Because you ain't gonna run the offense, and we got to score points in this league. You know what I'm saying? So from my perspective, I would love Ben Johnson. But if we had to go defense, I would not mind Brian Flores. I think that Brian Flores defensively is one of the most creative guys in the league, and you saw what he did to us this season. So I love Brian Flores' story. I think that we need a little bit of like a more of a tougher edge. So Ben Johnson and Brian Flores will be my guys. Let me get a prediction, man.
Okay. One more question. And then
Okay.
My question to you is, do you think if the 49ers had an opportunity to get Ben Johnson, do you think they would try to get him before the Bengals do? Because I know I've been hearing like a lot of rumors that he would go to the Bengals.
Well, the only thing about that for me, and I've heard that too, my only thing is that the Bengals are cheap as hell. They don't spend money. So it's like, yeah, you could go coach Joe Burrow, but there's a reason why Zach Taylor's losing. And it's because don't no free agents go to Cincinnati. It's cheap as hell out there. They don't spend any money.
And they're probably not going to re-sign T. Higgins.
Yeah, but look at for my thing is that, yeah, I get it. Joe Burrow can be the draw, but in my opinion, the Cincinnati Bengals are not they're not going to entice any coach who really wants to build a program, because one thing that you need to do is you need to spend money. Like the Chiefs, the Niners, you look at the Eagles, you look at the Bills, you look at the Ravens. Dude, by the time these guys are starting the season, there ain't a lot of room on the cap. You know why? Because they pay for players to be good. Mm-hmm. So I think I think that the Cincinnati stuff is a little overblown.
Okay, I'll give you my prediction. My prediction is we lose. I think the Packers are going to score 21, and I think score 7 or 10. I think it's going to be a blowout. I feel like Jordan Love, he knows how to play in Lambeau in cold weather, and I heard it might even snow. So,
damn, it's not going to be. I hope it's not snow. But hey, man, love the call, J Money. Call back again, man. And I love the questions that you have for me too, man. Thank you.
No problem, bro. Have a nice day.
You as well, bro. Trav. I'm gonna get Trav up here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get you Roscoe and then Callie. Trav. I don't know what Trav is doing. Trav. Oh, USMC. Oh, you gotta unmute yourself, Trav. Trav. The irony of you having a military background but shooting an Al-Qaeda quality video is staggering right now. What are you doing? I'll get back to you. Roscoe.
What's up, Coach?
What up?
Man, I heard a lot of casual stuff just a minute
ago. You heard a lot of casual stuff? I knew you were going to go in about the offensive conversation. When you popped up, I said to myself, he's definitely coming in about the Kyle stuff. Come on, let's go.
Well, let's talk about the offense first. Not the recent call, the caller you just had, but the caller before that talked about how the league is caught up with the 49ers.
Let's talk. Oh, it seems like you ready.
All right. Well, it's just
you clipped up.
Well, listen, in our space, right? Because Marco came in, he talked about offense and Kyle needing offensive, needing some other eyes.
I'm texting Marco right now so he can listen to this, because Marco might pop in. I'm texting Marco.
Well, I'm just saying he talked about how the 49ers may need some other eyes, right? I'm like, maybe. I guess that can help, right? It won't hurt, right? But in the space, what me and a couple other people talked about is the 49ers offense, 49ers defense overall is not the problem. The coaching is not the problem.
Okay.
What the problem is mainly for offense is we're just not making the right plays at the right time. Meaning, Brock.
Expound on that.
Brock, you have a chance to close the game out, making a completion of Debo, which we complain about Debo, yet there are opportunities for Debo there, and our quarterback just didn't hit him. And I love Brock, but I also have to get on Brock too.
Okay.
So with the throw over the middle where you airmailed it, you could have got a big completion to Debo Samuel, and he could be still running possibly. Or we could have just got a first down. Or it could have been 4th and 1 where we run the ball or do something, right? Or even get in a field goal range. But yet, Brock, you airmailed it. Then, and the offensive line was terrible throughout that whole game, but we were in a chance to win the game. messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a forced interception, even though that was earlier in the game. That was just the throw.
What do you say? What do you say to? What do you say to? Let me say this. What do you say to people that think that Brock was already injured?
I don't care about it. I don't care about it. At the end of the day, you're in the game. You're in the game, right, Coach?
Right.
You're in the game, right? If you have a player and they're in the game, do you expect?
Are you walking around while you're talking? Because your voice is going in and out. You good? This dude calling in here with this Campbell's soup connection. What's going on, Roscoe?
Oh,
you got the computer. You got the Zapp and Roger voice.
My goodness.
Huh? Oh my God. Hey dog, come back, bro. Come back, man. You crazy. You see what I'm saying? You know what? I'm about to do it to you. This is, man, you know what? Dudes who come up here without no connection, they casuals, bro. Casuals. You know what I'm saying? When they come up here, they just be casuals, man. I don't even know what's going on, man. Hey, Trav, what's good, brother?
Hey, bro, can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right.
I can hear you. What's good?
Anyway, I heard you saying about Al Qaeda with me having my son up in the background right there. Bloop. There he is.
Yeah. That's your boy?
That's my boy. Yeah.
He's a strapping young man. I like him, man.
Dude, he's no longer a mini-me. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
how's everything at work, bro?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. I was hoping last Saturday you were gonna have the call-in show because me and my wife were traveling, and I was like, she never heard me like talk live to you or nothing like that. I've always been at work. She thinks it's crazy. You guys just talk football? Like, yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah. What else you want us to do?
I don't know.
Then leave it alone.
Yeah. Exactly. But how are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just finishing up, getting geared up for the game tomorrow. So getting all that stuff together. What do you think about tomorrow? How do you feel about the game tomorrow?
I think it's gonna go back to like when we had Beathard, when we had Mullins, when we had Jimmy in the Super Bowl, throw 8 times, run 100 times. It's got to be. Mm-hmm. Are you really going to trust Brandon Allen to win the game for you?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's his mistake.
So give me your game prediction.
I think it's going to be like a 1-point game.
Really?
20, 22, 21, 22, 20.
All right. Okay. And who do you got? You got us or you got the Packers?
I got us by 1 if we run the ball.
All right. So what does if we run the ball mean? Give me carries and yardage.
Oh, bro, you've got to run 35 times. You got to have 150 plus yards on the ground.
I'm not mad at that. Right. Hey, next week, I promise you will, when you pop up, have your wife there. I'd love to hear from Mrs. Trav. Like, seriously, man. I'll let you off the hook and let her know that all your friends aren't hooligans. So
yeah, exactly.
We can have a great conversation, bro. But hey, I love you calling, man.
Yep. Thank you, bro. Hey, bro, your live shows, the game shows, right? Dude, your reviews and your reactions to the interviews afterwards, dude, you had me rolling. My wife was like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, dude, the coach is going off. So I took the headphones out and let her listen to you. She's like, he's obsessed. I was like, he sounds like me. He sounds like me when I'm watching the game.
Yeah.
Dude, I have to lock myself in the room and dude, I'm screaming. I'm like, why are you doing that?
Yeah. Oh my God, Doug. Like right now, in my office, because I stream from my office. Like, bro,
yeah.
I shut the door. I get some water, My girl's like, yo, my lady's like, all right, babe, go ahead, do your thing. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go downstairs. I'll be.
Yeah.
She already lets me have my own little space because she knows it's about to go down.
Exactly. I'm gonna have to soundproof my room.
Yeah,
She
that's
she
what's
thinks
next,
I'm in
bro.
there choking someone out. What are
Yo,
you doing?
hey, whoa!
I'm hitting the bag, you know. I got we have this pad on the wall that if we get mad, we hit the pad,
Okay,
you
okay.
know. And then I got the
Yeah.
bag in the room, and she can hear the chain every once in a while jingle when I hit it. She's like, "Oh, he's mad at the game again."
Ready, fight. Get him.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
You should do the finish him little excerpt.
I gotta finish him, bro. I
The
gotta get
Mortal
it.
Kombat finish him.
Yeah, I gotta get it. But
Hey,
hey, man, you know
that's
what?
one thing we got to learn to do is finish him. Come
Yo,
on,
we
man.
gotta pull out. Whoa, pause, man. We can't. We're not finished. So one of the biggest things that we need to do is close out games. I think that
Exactly. Yeah.
how we're
Yeah.
moving forward with Kyle. If we win this game, it'll be because we close this one out.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll be leaning on the defense, you know, like in the past,
Mm-hmm.
you know, which the defense, in my eyes, for the most part, like all the statistics, right? The first 3 quarters, you know, what we do good until the fourth quarter when we're freaking gassed and we can't run up the field,
Come on, man.
you know?
Definitely.
And
So, hey.
no depth, no nothing, you know, it's rely on Fred and Bosa. I mean, who else? I mean, up front, like in the box.
They said you killed that bag during the Rams game.
Oh my god, I killed it last week. I was like, yeah, I got to a point in the fourth quarter. I was like, nah, we lost. That's it. And like halfway through the fourth quarter, I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Gino's gonna win this. And then he runs it in, and I'm like, I turned it off. I was like, I can't take the stress no more. My wife's like, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Like,
She's like, can I get my sane husband back?
Hell yeah. I mean, when I'm done, I basically have to decompress. And then once I decompress, I'm good for like the next. I need like 2-3 days to just kind of like not even touch it. You know, like when I come back and stream, sometimes exactly how I left it after I walked off the game, that game is exactly what everything is. Like all of the paper towels are still thrown at the screen. Like I gotta wipe everything.
You sound like me. You sound like me. It's like I don't even want to go back to that scenario.
Yo, it's like I have
leave it
to clean
alone.
up. Dog, every time, like after we lose, if I come back, like if we win, for some reason, I have the energy to clean. Like,
oh my god, when we win, I'm floating around the house. I'm helping my wife. You know, hey babe, let me go run errands for you. And I hate running errands. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, life is good. Life is good. But man, I think we invest so much emotionally into the games. I mean, we're passionate about these things, and when it's a letdown, it's a letdown.
Dog, I haven't cut my hair in 3 weeks, in almost a month. Look, I'm serious, because we've been losing. I don't care. Like, seriously, bro. You guys know I care about my appearance. Like, you guys know I will cut my hair. I will shave my beard. Dude, you
got the shea butter, the cocoa butter. Bro. No ashy hands this time.
I came on here with ashy hands 2 weeks ago, dog. It's been real in the field. We've been losing. Dog, I have not let myself slip because I've been pissed off that we've been losing. Like, I don't care. So I know exactly what you're talking about. When we win, like,
it's suit and tie time, bro. You got to put the tux on when we win. You got to strut around, carry the briefcase.
I am a joy at work when we win. But when we lose, people at my job know, like, yo, leave them alone.
Yeah,
leave them alone. Too. Just get them on teams.
Me too. Yep. Monday rolls around and they're like, oh man, just stay away from him. Let him do his thing.
Yes, definitely. Hey man, I'll talk to you, bro. Love your calls, man. I'll see you
phenomenal
in the chat,
job. Phenomenal. You're always amazing, bro.
Thank you so much, Trav, man. I'll talk to you, brother.
All right, man. Be good.
All right. Talk to you. And keep your feet moving.
Yeah.
Talk to you, brother. Hey, man. Hello, casual. Did you get the casual connection together?
Bro, my other phone. I was using my other phone. And
Get frustrated. Don't get frustrated. You talk about casual stuff. You not supposed. You got to be professional. You casually messing up the
I ain't
connection.
gotta be. I ain't running no show.
What you in here? You see how it is, bro? You see how it is? You let your people in here, and they start abusing the platform. I ain't running no show. All right, okay. I see how you get down.
Oh man, I'm trying to watch this. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh yes. All right. So back to what I was saying. I don't care if Brock was hurt, because if he's in the game, right? If he's playing, right, you expect him to make plays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he has to make that throw to Debo.
Mm-hmm.
If you make the throw to Debo, you pretty much ice the game. You have Ronnie Bell against the Rams. Ronnie Bell, you catch the ball, you win the game.
Mm-hmm.
If we would have had a freaking kicker, we win a game against the Cardinals. There are just different instances where we just made it was more so us just making either our kicker going down, either our receivers not making a catch, or our quarterback error in the throw. That's why we got 3 extra losses, man. It's not about folks catching up with the offense. If you look at offensive VPA, the Niners are ranked 5th. If you look at just total yardage, if you just the EPA is more is just how efficient the offense is overall. We're number 5. So I mean, to me, that tells me that the Niners are moving the ball. Of course, I do understand we stink in the red zone, but we were number 1 last year. This year, not so much. We're struggling in the red zone, so I completely understand that. But for people to say that that team's caught up with Kyle Shanahan, you can't be ranked 5th EPA wise and have everybody caught up with you. You can't be ranked number 2 when you just looking for face value as an offense. We're number 2. Teams haven't caught up with you. Defensive EPA, which we were ranked 22nd last year, we're ranked number 10 this year. The defense is much better. Now, again, when we look deeper into it, yes, we struggle at the end of the games. But to be fair, when you look at a game like last week, that game should have been put away by the offense because the defense already made a 4th and 1 stop. So it comes back to players. We're not making plays at the right time. It's not about teams catching up with Kyle. It's players not executing. Ultimately, yes, I could get on Kyle for that. Like, hey,
I'm waiting for you to go ahead. Go ahead.
Wait. No, you're the head coach. Definitely have to. You have to coach your guys up and say, hey, we need to make the plays in the crucial moments. But it's not defenses figuring us out. It's self-inflicted wounds. If y'all want to get on Kyle for self-inflicted wounds, do it. But to call for his job, which is the most casualest thing we can say, to call for his job, and I like that you use Ben Johnson. Same Ben Johnson who was up 17 points. Kyle's far from having some players in the game. No, Brock Purdy's a starting quarterback. See, that's a casual statement right there. Brock Purdy is the quarterback. At the end of the day, he missed the throw. Your kicker got hurt. That's not Kyle's fault for having certain players in the game. And then when Ronnie Bell dropped the pass, at the end of the day, we didn't have no Debo. Chris Conley, he's not as good. He's on the same level as Ronnie Bell. At the end of the day, Ronnie Bell just gotta make that catch, bro. No, I'm not putting that on Kyle. And Kyle actually even talked about he's not even the main one that makes decision on players. That's the receivers coach, actually. His position coaches. He has enough confidence, which y'all say Kyle needs to delegate more, right? I know you said that, Marco. Kyle needs to delegate more. Well, Kyle does delegate. Just like you coach, we're getting on them, not putting Ronnie. What's his name? What's the running back? Jordan Mason in the game.
Jordan Mason.
That's up to the running backs coach. Ronnie Bell being in the game is up to the receivers coach. And I don't have a problem with these players being in or out the game. Well, now I do, because Ronnie Bell's forever. He's forever blacklisted on my.
You double talking. Come on.
No, but I'm just saying. At the end of the day, players got to make the plays, right? Players got to make the plays. At the end of the day, the Niners, again, 5th in EPA, 2 overall in offense, 10th in defensive EPA, top 10 overall defense when you look at it face value. So you're going to tell me, yeah, we should fire a coach whose team, one, you rarely see us lose double-digit games. 2, we were just in a freaking Super Bowl. You can't find me precedent where a coach in the last 20 years have gotten let go after being in the Super Bowl, right after being in the Super Bowl. Not Doug Peterson, where your team go 9-7, 9-7, and then 4-12. Not Andy Reid, where his team went, I believe, 8-8, and then 4-12. Again, nobody in here can find me precedent in the last 20 years where a coach went to a Super Bowl, went to NFC Championship, Super Bowl, and been fired. Y'all can't do that. So the people that's calling for Kyle's job, first, you got to give me precedent. Second, you got to tell me where our offense is top 5 EPA, again, number 2 overall in overall offense. You can't tell me that coach should be let go. Lastly, last caller was talking about David Lombardi, who, again, is a casual, and I do think he trolls. It's for fun. But if you're going to say that, hey, I don't like David Lombardi, he's far extreme, then you got to keep the same energy for Grant Cohn. Grant and David are the same people. They're just opposite. Grant on the far extreme of negative, Lombardi on the far extreme of positive. And then you got somebody like Larry, who's just a casual. And then we got people like you. You'll keep it real. Now, you know I disagree with you. I disagree with you, with some of the things you say. But one thing I do respect is football. You know football, and I respect you for that. All right, Coach, come at me.
I am about to flame your ass, dog.
Oh, man. Flame. Talk.
Bullshit.
Talk.
With that bullshit, man. I didn't hear none of that shit.
Oh.
Yeah. Look, number 1.
Oh, here we go.
Final say. That's it. All right. You're talking about plays. You're talking about, and this is one thing that Kyle casuals love to do. Okay. This is one thing they love to do. One, you like to get anecdotal about specific plays. Let me turn you down a little bit. You like to get anecdotal about specific plays that would have worked if they would have done the correct things. However, you are still bereft of self-awareness, adjustments, understanding your personnel. Not how many games do we have to watch where Ronnie Bell is on the field and we're asking, and we are all calling it out that Ronnie Bell is about to shit the bed. All right. And he still finds a way on the field. We have one of the most inept offensive lines in the NFL. Jake Brindle being paid on this team is on Kyle. Okay? Jake Brindle missing these blocks so you don't have those plays that work. On Kyle. Ronnie Bell still being on this team and not being cut. Okay? All of that is on Kyle. What are you talking about?
Coach,
players
can I
aren't handling their stuff in the right moment.
Can I interrupt you?
Fuck out of here.
Coach, hold on. No. I gotta interrupt you. I gotta interrupt you, Coach. Can I?
Let you talk, bro. That is all on Kyle, bro. You gotta stop this shit.
No, I want to
all
bring
of
up
a
something
sudden.
you said.
What?
I want to bring up something you said.
Bring it up.
Just because I was just like maybe not this past week, but a couple weeks ago, and I think we could even go look at tweets and go find them. And maybe after the show, I'll go find them.
Man, find that shit. Find what you need to find.
No. I remember Coach saying it's not the offensive line fault. It's not the offensive line fault. The offensive line is playing well. The offensive line is playing. Did you not say that? Oh,
Yes. Which would promote?
so now-
Why
but
you should?
now
Why
we
which
going
would
to the
promote? Why you should run the ball more? Bullshit. You should still run the ball more. This is on, bro. All right, okay. So who's it on that Jordan Mason led the league in rushing, gets Christian McCaffrey comes back and he's got 2 carries in 3. He's got 3 carries in 2 games. And even in the 3 carries he's averaging 6.5 yards a carry. Who's that on?
He only had 2 carries.
I said in 2 games, he's had 3 carries, and in those 3 carries, he averages 6.5 yards a carry.
But again,
who is that on?
Oh, wait. It's on the running back coach, and ultimately
It's on the running back coach. Oh, dog, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You ain't even being real, bro. It's on the running back coach, bro. It's on the running back coach.
Hold on, coach. I'm okay with Jordan Mason not playing. I literally don't care if he plays.
What?
Also,
hold on. You don't care if Jordan Mason plays? Are you serious?
I don't care if he plays. I'm 100%.
What?
Because CMC is CMC.
Why? Huh?
Because CMC is CMC. CMC is CMC. I'm sorry. I'm completely okay with Jordan Mason not playing.
I said CMC is CMC. Bro.
Yeah.
You look how you sound. Stupid. Dude, I wish you know that Christian McCaffrey is not back, bro. What are you talking about? CMC is CMC. Let's look at the numbers then. Numbers, man.
Hold on.
Let's look at the numbers, guy.
My guy, Johnny Dale.
Don't throw Johnny into this because you know I like Johnny. Johnny don't get into the mix like us. So don't try to throw. You know I'm not gonna say nothing bad about Johnny.
No, I'm saying he bro. If we're gonna talk about why we weren't successful, first off, if we're gonna talk about why we weren't successful, right?
Right.
The offensive line was terrible last week, blocking. So at the end of the day, it's not on Jordan Mason needing to play. It's the offensive line got to play better. And Jordan Mason taking touches away from CMC for Jordan Mason is crazy, bro. Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey at the end of the day. And I'm not.
No, he's not. No, he's not though. No, he's not. Christian McCaffrey. Hold on, wait a minute. Christian McCaffrey is coming off of.
You'll see tomorrow. You'll see tomorrow.
I'll see tomorrow, bro.
My prediction. Can I give you my prediction now? I'm gonna give you my prediction.
Roscoe, it's fans like you why we get the hate that we do. It's fans. It's fans like you is the reason why people don't like us. Because you be going around saying this shit there. You got to stop this.
It's till the wheels falls off. All right, it's till the wheels fall off. Let me give you my prediction.
You know what? We can close with that. At least we can close with that.
Let me give you my prediction. The 49ers are going to win them all, right?
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey is going to have 120 yards rushing. We're gonna come back to this, so we're gonna all reconvene when you have the call-in show, and I want you to give me a 30-minute segment of me talking about myself and telling y'all how much I'm right. All right.
Hold on. So I'm gonna read this comment. So Jordan Mason having the best runs has nothing to do with Mason seeing the lanes better and running harder and being healthy.
Mason does not see the lanes.
He runs
better.
harder. He's healthy. Mason struggled right now.
Mason struggled several times seeing the holes this year. So no, just because he had 2 good runs does not make him seeing the holes better. Come on, bro, y'all know better than that. And there's
you know the Niners ain't gonna.
Hey, listen. I don't want to. Actually, I'm not gonna plug nobody else's show. But I'm just saying,
you can plug any people's show here. Look. We're not that type of platform, bro. We show love to everybody. You can people who want to be here.
No.
They're here because they want to be. I'm not gonna plug anybody on my show.
No. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna say, y'all, go watch the film. Jordan Mason has missed holes several different times. So please, let's not push a narrative that Jordan Mason has better vision than CMC. No, it's not. It's not that.
Smash, just bro. You don't got to cape like this. She's not gonna let you smash, bro.
No, it's so true. Again, you will see tomorrow. CMC 120 yards. Coach is gonna give me a 30-minute segment on this show next week when I'm right. All right, we good?
All right, you get your little funky ass segment. And hold on. And this is the thing: the bet that you're making. The reason I see what you're doing. I am not going to make a bet
that the 49ers are going to lose on a 49ers channel. Okay. What I'm saying is that because I'm not going to sit here and say,
No.
oh, well, on the
I'm saying
inverse,
he's gonna have
when the
120
49ers
yards.
lose, you
Forget
need to
the
come
win.
up here and take your crow to say, I told you so. That's not what I'm saying, bro. What I'm saying is that I feel like you have rose-colored glasses on how you see some of the glaring issues with this team. Jordan Mason is a tougher runner. Okay. Jordan Mason is a harder and physical runner than CMC right now. Hey, turn me down because you got feedback right now. Turn me down, Roscoe. I'm gonna turn you down. So those are the things that we need to see. Also, before you leave, Roscoe, you still here? Roscoe, you still here? Yo.
Wait, did you say something?
Yeah, I said something to you. What you doing, boy? What you got me on?
Oh,
what
did
you
you say? No, I turned it down. That's why. Because you told me to turn it down.
Yeah, turn it because I can hear myself through your screen.
Oh, let me just log off. I'm at
Casual.
1% anyway.
Don't log off. Don't log off. I got somebody for you. Hey, Clutch. Marco. Oh, he rolled out. Hey, when you come back up here, we're going to have another conversation. I like this because this is exhibit A of the 49er fan delusion. And you know what? We got to take this shit out of Twitter and put it on YouTube and give it a face. No more hiding in the spaces. We're not going to let this bullshit slide anymore. This is one of the reasons why some of the shit that be happening in the comments is because you'll be on Twitter with this type of conversation on Twitter. This is nonsense. Roscoe, I love you, but when you come back, you better be acting right. You got to talk way better than you did today, man. I love you, bro. Hey, Callie, what's good, bro?
Man, coach, I had a whole nother script to talk about, but now I just want to flame Roscoe. What is he talking about? He gonna give all the credit to Kyle. What ring has Kyle won? Kyle was brought here because of his mind, his offensive mind, supposedly. I'm not seeing it because the offensive mind would know that CMC does not look good. The eye test is not there. What the hell? Maybe if the head coach, because he want to praise him so much, would get his head out of that book, that playbook that's in his hand that he thinks is the Holy Grail. It's not the Holy Grail. Look up. He don't even come on the field when his players get injured. Andy Reid, when his players get injured, he comes on the field. All right. You have a great team, a great roster. You don't need an offensive mind. You just need somebody to have some kind of mind. You know, mind your business. Maybe
Dog, hey, talking about the certain players aren't.
Oh man, you should have hit him with the flush.
Grasping at straws, man.
And then he double talking.
Dusty, crusty, weak, soft.
Man, dusty, crusty, musty. Get that out of here, coach. Yo, you should have been the head coach that he's talking about, Kyle, and just got him out of there, you know? Because Ronnie Bell, come on, man. Ronnie Bell never had a reason to be on the field.
We got a Super Bowl contending team, and we're over here talking about the blunders of, excuse me, Ronnie fucking Bell. What are we talking about?
We talking about practice? We talking about practice? Yo, this man was grasping at straws. So yeah, this man is an offensive mind, and we're not seeing the points being put up. You have to put up these numbers or shut up, because at the end of the day, you know what? When he lost Mike McDaniel, he lost all these other individuals. That maybe it was them, and maybe it wasn't Kyle at all, because it's not the same. We are not playing the way we should. And when those three runs that JP had, he looked different. He looked like he had a burst of energy when he was coming with the ball. When C-Mac, it's a little slower. I don't know what it is, but he just doesn't look the same. So for somebody that could say, because I really have something else I wanted to talk about, but boy, your boy Roscoe, he's something else, man.
Hey, and I want to say that, let me put this out here. That is my man. Roscoe's cool peoples. All right. So the reason why I'm able to go in on him like this is because that's my guy. So this ain't no hate. We ain't taking it to a whole nother level. Roscoe, my guy. All right.
No, it's not hate, but as a Niner fan. Yeah, but no,
but
as a Niner fan,
fans, it's just right now, that was the equivalent of Thanksgiving and your Republican uncle comes in and starts talking about, man, anybody want to talk about the election? What are you talking about? Like, Uncle Charles, chill out, bro. Don't start that shit in here today.
in the middle of a prayer. In the middle of a prayer, too. You in here trying to pray, and he talking about elections. You talking about practice? Yeah, on, man.
Yo,
but I gotta ask you though.
5-5. It's 5-5, and Roscoe came in here talking about, hey guys, let's surround ourselves around the organization. It's not the coaching staff's fault. It's the players. That is a tough take to do right now. Nobody's gonna be feeling that.
Hey, that's crazy. But let me ask you though, what?
Hey, I don't want to force you out, but we got a lot of people coming in.
Okay, I got you. No worries. Hey, bro. Yeah, you good. Okay. You good. What's your prediction for this game?
I got us losing. Right now, I think the offense is going to come in and show their best. I think we're going to. I believe it's going to be close, but I also think it's going to be on the inverse. I see 2017 Packers. Right now, I just think Jordan Love may be a little too much, but what I will say is that it's not even Jordan Love. It's going to be Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is a run. We haven't seen a running back like Josh Jacobs this season. I think that the offensive line of the Packers is very good. They play well together. They're not good from as far as like a sum of all parts, but as a unit, they're solid. With the receiving core, they spread the ball around, but they all do things very well. Christian Watson is their deep threat guy. Dobbs is their stick beater. He actually gets things done as far as inside of the hashes. And then their tight end Kraft. Tucker Kraft is somebody who could actually do some damage against us. In order for us to win this game, and I want us to win, I really do. In order for us to win this game, Kyle's going to have to pull everything out and pause. But he's going to have to run with Jordan Mason. He's going to have to use Christian McCaffrey in the slot. He's going to have to pass the ball. On defense, they're going to have to turn up the heat. They're going to have to blitz. They have to blitz because they don't have Nick Bosa. So traditional pass rush is out the window. So for me, I just think that that's a lot of things to do all in one game that we haven't seen yet in the season. It would be a remarkable turnaround if we won this game.
Yeah, no, you definitely right. Right before I leave too, I know you got to close out. Mm-hmm. I think we need to look into the future too, because how far can we really go into if we even win this game? What does it even look like? So let's think about it from a business perspective. So that's something I've been kind of contemplating. If we what does this truly mean? Because I don't think we're ready for a Super Bowl right now. So if we're not ready for a Super Bowl, let's make sure we're not hurting ourselves for next season more than we need to. So I love the show. I'm definitely calling in next Saturday. I'm gonna be in the comments though, man. I appreciate you.
Hey man, love you, boy. Talk to you, dog. Hey. Oh, Clutch.
Hey, you real messy, coach. You real messy, man. you messy. But a couple of things, man. Like I get what Roscoe's is saying. Like, yeah, Kyle is a top 5 coach. I believe he's a top 5 coach. Mm-hmm. But when we're putting like the blame on the players for these losses, at the end of the day, Kyle has final say in crucial moments. Who's on the field? Ronnie Bell should never been on the field in a crucial moment. You're throwing the ball to a Ronnie Bell. Again, Brendel, crucial moments all year long. You decided to go into the season with him as your starting center. That's Kyle Shanahan's doing. He has all power to make moves for the offense. We could talk about Jordan Mason. Blaming Turner for Jordan Mason. Yes, Kyle said in the past that he typically likes to let his coaches rep everyone out. Hey, you get to rotate them. But when you see Christian McCaffrey, and you can see it on film, I know everyone's watching the games, Christian McCaffrey's struggling out of cuts. Right now, he is extremely struggling out of cuts, out of the whip routes that they're running with him.
It's a lot of effort.
That interception that was thrown to Witherspoon last week, typically you see CMC, he might win that rep, but he's taking 3 steps to get out of his cuts. That's what we're seeing right now. Jordan Mason, he's one cut and go, so at least you're getting a fully healthy player. Yes, CMC has vision like no other. He's a great running back, but right now Christian McCaffrey is not Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is about 75% of what he is, and right
I
now
agree
his
with that.
vision's not there. Nothing's right now. Nothing's going for him because of those double Achilles injuries that he's dealing with. Man, Kyle needs to be better. At the end of the day, we could argue top 5 EPA, top 5, whatever we want to talk about, like in metrics wise. Last time I checked, we're 5-5 in crucial situations. The 49ers offense is not scoring to put teams away, and they're relying on the defense. If as an offensive head coach, you have to put the game away. You can't rely on your defensive coordinator who has
Agreed.
a first year defensive coordinator calling plays who struggled all year long, and your offense isn't putting the game away. That's on the offensive head coach, man. At the end of the day, that's on Kyle Shanahan. The reason why we're 5-5 is a mix of a lot of things, but he is up there at the top of the list.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like that's one of my biggest issues right now is that it's just the leadership of the team. We're not a defensively led team this season. We saw that immediately coming into week 1. It's just like, dude, it can't be the defense this year. It's got to be the offense. They got to be able to protect them by running the ball. That one of the reasons why I'm pushing running the ball is so we can control the game. We've got a good enough defense where if we control the clock, our defense can actually generate a pass rush. We may be able to blitz more. We can be a little bit more aggressive on defense if we had an offense that wasn't so predisposed to just 3 and outs. Like that drive after us turning over on downs and putting our defense out, man, once we won that drive, our defense was emotionally tapped out. You could tell them walking off the field, that was their last time that they expected to be on the field because they had nothing left. And for us to go with the 1:21, not even get a timeout used, like that's on Kyle. That's 100% on Kyle. And I'm going to tell you this right now. You can't X and O your way out of that. I'm sorry. 9 in the box, so what? We are keeping the clock running. We are running the ball. It ain't even about us scoring. We're up. All right. We need to move the ball. So for me, I think that, what do you say about this, Marco? The lack of self-awareness. Does he understand where he is in the game? Or is he that much fixated on just winning the play? Because that's OC shit. And you want your OC to kind of be that single-minded. But it takes a head coach to get on the helmet, to get on the speaker and say, yo, run the ball, please. I understand you guys are trying to get some stuff together, but I'm tapping in to win the game. Who does Kyle have to answer to in those moments, or is he literally by himself?
Yeah, I think he's by himself, and I said this yesterday on my calling show. I was talking about how Kyle needs to hire an offensive coordinator, someone he extremely trusts, to be that guy. Like, hey, this is working. You got to get to this. A lot of the times we see Kyle Shanahan on defense. This is for me as if you're a head coach, you're responsible for special teams, defense, offense, everything on the field. And a lot of times when defense is on the field or special teams on
He's
the
not
field,
even engaged.
we see Kyle looking at the iPad or the play sheet to see what's going next. Like, all right, what play am I going to call next? What am I going after next? And I think that's a big issue because you see your defense. You hired 2 defense coordinators the last 2 years. You bring them in and you tell them you're running the wide 9 cover 3 system that I want you to run, not what you want to run. You're running what I'm telling you you're going to run. So if you're going to be that hands-on with the defense, you got to be involved all game long and telling your defense coordinator, hey, a blitz right here would be crucial. You're not getting after the quarterback. We're letting him sit in the pocket. Hey, crucial situation, right? End of the game, we seen Geno Smith wanting to run. Why isn't there a spy on him? As a head coach, hey, we need to put a spy on Geno. He's mobile, he's moving, he wants to get down the field with his legs rather than his arm right now. Put a spy. Just stuff like that as a head coach is like he is responsible for that shit. And at the end of the day, we can't give him the slack because this isn't just a one-time thing. This is weekly based thing
It's
that we're
habitual.
constantly seeing from him year in, year out for the last 8 years where we lose a game and it's because of Kyle Shanahan's clock management, Kyle Shanahan's inability to adjust mid-game or go away
Knowing the
from something that's
rules.
working.
Yeah. The OT situation where he says we wanted to make sure that we got the ball second because we wanted we wanted Patrick Mahomes to get the ball first. Who the hell wants Patrick Mahomes to get the ball first in overtime? Who? For you to say that we want to give that right there should let you know how much he leans on his defense, where even if we take him at his words, that you knew what was going on in the overtime situation in the Super Bowl, that even in your clutchest moments, you're still willing to give Patrick Mahomes, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, 4 downs against your defense without Dre Greenlaw, then you put your offense out there first. That's what you want us to believe. But you're the genius.
Yeah, and I was talking. The funny part, all right, we're talking about. A lot of people throw out the word genius, right? I asked someone who's in the NFL. I asked them, "Hey, quick question. The word genius is thrown around on coaches all the time, executives all the time. Was like, what's up with these geniuses? Like, is it something like where these dudes overthink things so much and they make decisions to be like, well, if I make this, I look like a genius. But if I don't, if I'm not right, but no one could blame me, right? We see that with Kyle, where he overthinks things, makes a decision, when it's right, he takes the credit. He's a genius. He goes to the podium. He does all this like running around. But then when he's wrong, it's not, and that's on me. You hear other coaches say that's my fault. He says we need to be better, not I need to be better. That's something that's leadership. That's head coach. That's like you can look at all the. For me, I was a big dude where I didn't like the raw head coaches. But right now, raw head coaches they're showing a big factor in
We
being a head
in.
coach.
We in right now, ain't we?
It's a factor in being a head coach. I've always been a firm believer, like, oh, those coaches are off their mark. They don't know what they're doing. Like it's all rah. But when you're a raw coach and you have the X's and O's, yeah, you could win games. That's for sure.
Yeah, because there's certain stuff that you can really talk about and get into, right? It's not all about winning it for the Gipper, but it's about why the hell is your inside hand on top of the shoulder instead of in the lat? Get it together. One thing that I will say is that what you're describing as, hey, when Kyle tries a play or Kyle tries a concept that absolutely works, he loves to talk about it or pontificate about it after games. And when it doesn't, he loves to, be shady or, shut things down or evade or say things like we need to be better or, we need to get things better. We need to get things optimized. What I will say is that I quantify what you just described in a much simpler fashion. When Kyle wins, he's the head coach. When they lose, he's the offensive coordinator. So when we win, Kyle loves to talk about everything that was done to win, right? He could talk about the plays. He could talk about the concepts. He could talk about the games and the situations that he took advantage of. And he'll sit back and answer any question that you have. But when he loses, he gets incredibly closed off. He wants to get into the weeds of the play because he knows that's where his expertise lies. And he also knows that if I start talking about stride frequency and 7-step drops and that was the wrong defense, I can always talk over any question that has come to me, because anybody who wants to start getting into the weeds with Kyle Shanahan about his place calling or his scheme is going to be looked at as argumentative, trying to be performative, and not necessarily doing anything that's helping the team right now. As far as, hey man, just get your question out. So that's how I see it. When we lose, Kyle's the coordinator. He comes in and kind of he hides behind his plays. He hides behind the attributes. What needed to be done? Who messed up? Those plays didn't happen. There was a route that messed up on the back end. He gets very technical when we lose. There's no feel. But when we win, for some reason, he can understand the moment. He can talk about how big of a moment it was for the team, how much he wanted this to happen, and how proud he was of that moment because of what we had to do. But when we lose, I mean, he's a robot.
No, I 100% agree, and that's an issue within head coach, right? Like you got to, and that's something I've always said about Kyle is like he's too much of an OC and too much of a wanted to be a friend with his players rather than being the head coach. At the end of the day, you could be a friend with your head coach, but there's a fine line, right? You have to draw the line in the sand and say, hey, look, this is where I'm your head coach. We can't hang around like that. We can't go to Cabo together like that as much as we want to. We could have a few drinks at certain parties, certain things, but we're not best friends. And I think at the end of the day, that's something that Debo doesn't feel like he has to hold himself accountable, right? That's something right now.
Right.
We're seeing this with the team. They're not holding each other accountable. They're saying they're the best team in the NFC. They're saying they're the best team in the NFL. Who's there to hold them accountable? Their head coach isn't holding them accountable. Obviously, their position coaches are going to try. But at the end of the day, when Kyle Shanahan isn't holding anyone accountable, that's a big issue. But coach, I know you have heck of people in the back. Thanks for
Yep.
having me join and jump
Give
on.
me a prediction
Appreciate
before
you.
you leave, bro.
Prediction: I think the Niners are going to win, and the reason they're going to win is because of Jordan Mason. I think
Ooh.
you're going into a cold weather game, right? And we all know Jordan Mason is a hard guy to bring down. He runs physical. You, shit, when I'm playing, if I see a guy running like that and it's cold, you're
I'm
thinking
not
twice.
tackling his
You're
ass.
thinking twice when you're hitting him, and that's something that the Niners know. The Niners understand that they need to come in with that physicality. Um, Also, when you're cold, you start to have lower body starts to tighten up. It may be a game where we see Christian McCaffrey on the sideline a lot more, trying to get those calves warm, trying to get those to see
Keep
fit.
those
If not,
tendons hot.
you could tear stuff. So right, it's these next 2 weeks are games that you probably shouldn't see Christian McCaffrey playing much. If we're being 100% honest, if you're caring about a player's health, that's something they should think about. So I think Jordan Mason has a few big runs. I think he ends up having like 75, 80 yards total in the game. And the Niners win, a close one, because of Jordan Mason's legs.
My guy. Hey, talk to you next time, bro. Love the engagement, bro. We'll get up. I'll hit you up later.
All right, coach. Late.
All right, bro. Unc,
What's going on with you, big coach?
what's good, bro?
What's hey, it's all good. I'm trying to slide up on you before I go into this little basketball game.
All right, brother.
You
Talk to
know
me,
what I'm
man.
saying? I heard your other caller real briefly was talking about, Shanahan not being accountable of a lot of stuff that he say. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Cal fan. And my thing, what I'm saying, I could be also understanding that there's things he need to change about how he goes about his business. You know what I'm saying? He should have gave Mason a lot more run, true enough. But can we also as a Niner fan be realistic? And when I say realistic is
I
this.
know what you're about to say.
If
We can't find nobody
you-
better. Everybody be lined up to hire him. Come on. I already know. I know what you about to say. I know
but
the Kyle Shanahan, the fear mongering. Oh, what are you gonna do without him? I know,
no,
bro.
but not even that. Not even that. About not just about the fact that who we get fired. Let me tell you, it's just like anything else. If you work at a job and you get fired, they'll find somebody to replace your ass. It's just what it is. Whether it's
Right.
good or bad, that's what it is. But my thing is this: the fact that the players have been to all these conference, NFC finals, championships, Super Bowls, and that, is it too much to just have a bad fucking year? I mean,
That's
you
real.
know what I'm saying? I mean, just think about it, man. They've played a lot of games, bruh. And eventually the body's going to break down. And it doesn't got nothing to do with coaching. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes shit just don't fall your way. Because be realistic. Will we still have this same conversation had the special teams not fucked up the way they had and we won some of those close games that we should have won? Will we really be talking a lot about all these details about what he should have did, what he could have done better? No, because we be looking like 8-2 or some or you know what I'm saying, 73 or whatever, and they be like, oh, we got a chance. You know, a lot of stuff went wrong. We didn't have McCaffrey and things of that nature. But I just think, man, I'm being realistic. I'm not. I want my team to win. I'm always a Niner, true and true. But
Right.
I can also be realistic and say, you know what? We're not going to win every freaking year. We're not going to go to the Super Bowl every year, and it doesn't have nothing to do with you can say, hey, if we did this better or we did that better, well, shit, that's 30 some teams. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you look at it, I'll look at it like this because who do you think about this for a second? Of all the best coaches out there, name your top five coaches.
I'd say my top 5 coaches right now will be Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Andy Reid. I'd say Mike Tomlin, Dan Campbell.
Dan Cameron. Okay. Now, each one of those coaches that have won the Super Bowl, had a top,
Sean
say
McVay.
5 or 10
Did I say Sean McVay?
Yeah, yeah, you
All
said
right, all right.
something.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So think about, they've either had a Hall of Fame quarterback or or the first round draft pick. I'm not first round draft pick, but the quarterback was picked in the first round, right? Think about it. Uh, Thomason, right? He inherited Ben.
He
He
did.
didn't pick Ben. He inherited him, and he got a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Sean
He got
Payton
one
ended
out
up
of it.
getting Drew. Well, he got one out of it. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So Sean Payton, right? As
Mm-hmm.
great as Drew Brees is, he only got one Super Bowl out of him. That's it. And then everybody say Sean Payton is a great coach and all this shit. And I'm saying, okay, but he got Drew Brees and he only got one Super Bowl. He's a Hall of Famer. All right. So now I go over to think about it. You say McCarthy, as great as Aaron Rodgers is, he got one Super Bowl out of him. So I go to these coaches and everybody's mad at.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm tripping. Kyle Shanahan is not a top 5 head coach. I'm tripping. I
Okay.
need to redo that list. Jim and
Okay.
John
What's the?
Harbaugh. Jim and John Harbaugh. We are tripping. We forgot the Harbaughs. We're bugging.
Why you put Harbaugh? Wait a minute. You put Harbaugh over. You
I
put
put
John
Jim
Harbaugh.
and John. I put Jim and John
Nah, I
over
can't
over
do.
over
I
Kyle.
can't do that. What Harbaugh do? He made it to one Super Bowl, and then the team went astray on him. Now, if you want to
Oh,
say,
don't do that. Don't do
yeah,
that.
I am going to do that. I am going to do that.
But
He would
okay,
have,
so after they won the Super Bowl, after they lost the Super Bowl, we still went 12-5.
and then what happened?
I mean, he definitely didn't have the control that Kyle Shanahan had with the Niners. But what I'm telling you is that Jim Harbaugh had a better team than what they. Come on, bro. Like, you really gonna do
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
And Jim
yeah,
Harbaugh was
yeah.
a
But
himself.
my thing is that. Well, see, here's the thing. That's your opinion, and
Okay,
you have a right to your opinion, and I
that's
feel
cool.
like this, and I feel like this. The way people act because of the way people act because Kyle hasn't beaten Andy Reid. Wasn't nobody talking shit about how Andy Reid never beat Bill Belichick? He never beat him. Super Bowl,
But he
AFC,
also
it didn't
but he
matter.
got but he got
Huh?
canned. He got
Who?
canned by
Okay,
the Eagles. He
he
lost
got
his
canned, right?
job.
Okay, so hold on. He got canned, right? He went to Kansas City, right? And got his ass kicked again. When
Yeah,
did they start winning? When did Andy Reid beat Bill Belichick? Talk to
when
me.
he got
When did he beat him? Huh?
Patrick Mahomes. When he got
No,
Patrick
he
Mahomes.
didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Check the art guides. He never beat him. When they retired, when
Hold on.
Brady went, when Brady went when Brady left, and went to Tampa Bay, that's when Mahomes finally won.
So
Check him, bro.
what's your point?
My point is this, bro. There's certain coaches that other coaches just don't win against. It's kind of, I look at it like this. I look at it
Whoa,
like
wait a
what?
minute. So are you
What?
trying to say? Wait a minute. Are you trying to say that Kyle Shanahan, we should shoot him bail just because he can't beat Andy Reid?
No, I didn't say we should shoot him Bell just because he can't beat Andy Reid. I'm just saying that the fact that people need to look at certain things as far as coaching wise on certain coaches winning against other coaches. I mean, the Andy Reid left the Eagles, right? Because he couldn't win the Super Bowl. He went to AFC. If it wasn't for Mahomes, he still wouldn't have won, bruh. Mahomes basically
No,
saved his career. You don't believe that?
no, I don't believe that. I don't
Why?
believe that
Okay.
Mahomes saved Andy Reid's career. That's crazy,
Why?
bro. I
Why?
believe that.
You
I
why?
believe that. Hold on. I believe that Patrick Mahomes was developed. I believe that Patrick Mahomes is.
Oh,
You trying to
come
say he
on,
wasn't?
Cole. When you say develop, what do you mean by develop? What do you
I
mean by
mean,
develop? He.
Patrick Mahomes admitted that he didn't know how to read defenses until his 3rd year in the league.
Okay. And because see, I think there's a fine line when they say develop. Because when they say develop a quarterback, you know what I'm saying? I don't see the coaches going out there to the trainers who's actually developing their arm, the way they throw the ball, the way they throw layers on the ball and things of that. Is that not a sense of develop? You saying the mind part of understanding how to read defenses in that aspect, yes. But when you truly talking about developing a quarterback, if a quarterback can't throw, the coach can't teach him how to throw, right?
True.
Okay, so that takes to me that's developing a quarterback. Now you under this quarterback understanding how to read defensive, how to orchestrate the offense. Yes, developing the mindset of the quarterback. Yes, but think about it. Did he not have McNabb? Did he not have Michael Vick? Did
I
he
mean,
did he not have Alex Smith?
the irony of the quarterbacks that you're naming are quarterbacks that actually either were developed or had their career revived by Andy Reid. Two quarterbacks
Okay.
that two quarterbacks that had 2 different tracks that found success under Andy Reid that Kyle has never been able to do with at the quarterback position. Who has Kyle developed at quarterback?
When you say develop, I mean, did he not? Okay, he got Jimmy D to the Super Bowl, right?
Okay, yeah,
Oh, okay, and he got Brock Purdy to the Super Bowl, right?
right.
Okay, now where was those? None of those quarterbacks were top anything. They wasn't drafted first round, second round. I think what was well, I take that back. I think Jimmy G was a second round. Wasn't he second round draft pick? But
He was second round pick.
yeah. But then nothing in the first round, and nobody wasn't expecting Jimmy G to do anything. And just to think, Brock Purdy wasn't even picked. Now you put that on the top of Andy Reid plate. You say McNabb was way better than Jimmy G, and you could possibly say it was better than what's the Purdy right now. There's a lot of quarterback right now that Andy Reid has had that was not better than the 2 quarterbacks that McCall's had right now that went to the Super Bowl. Can you agree? Think about the quarterback that Andy Reid's had. Okay, so tell me this: he's not, except for 2 of them, and one is going to be in the Hall of Fame, and the other one is not. McNabb did okay, but he ain't
Yeah,
gonna be
he's
in the
not going
Hall
to
of
be a Hall
Fame.
of Famer. Yeah.
Right. So he got a Hall of Fame quarterback that he's took into 2 Super Bowl. What Hall of Fame quarterback has Cal had?
Matt Ryan.
None. Come on, man. He wasn't the coach. He didn't pick Matt Ryan. He didn't pick
Yeah, but
Matt
he had
Ryan.
Matt Ryan. He had Matt
No,
Ryan and blew a Super Bowl lead with Matt Ryan.
blew a Super Bowl lead. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Come
You
on,
did.
come on, coach. Come on, coach. Tell me this, coach. Tell me this, coach. When you say blue, okay. So what is my job as an offensive
The
coordinator?
best quarterbacks that hold on, in his system, the best quarterbacks that Kyle Shanahan has had, minus Brock Purdy, would be 3 quarterbacks in my opinion. He had
Okay.
Matt Schaub, he had Matt Ryan, okay, and he had Jimmy G. Those are his 3 best quarterbacks that he's had.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
We're not even going to talk about the fact that, he basically cooked the books on RG3. We're going to leave that alone. We're not going to talk about the fact that he cooked the books on Trey Lance. We're going to leave that alone. We're not going to talk about the fact that he doubled down and stood on the table for CJ Beathard. Okay? We're not going to talk about that.
No, I don't even want to even.
Hold on, because I let you cook. I let you cook.
Okay.
And I want to be respectful. But we're
So-
not going to also talk about the fact that Kyle didn't scout Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. Can we stop with this whole thing about Kyle plucked Brock Purdy from the tree?
I never said that. Never said that.
That's not happening.
Never said that. That never said that. People fall through the cracks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you got people. You got people who
Hold on. Wait a minute. We got to get this out the way too.
Okay.
Kyle, this is the dirtiest little secret out there right now. It's a really big misconception. Kyle Shanahan did not develop Kirk Cousins. Sean McVay developed Kirk Cousins. Kyle was gone 1 year after Kirk Cousins got drafted. So we need to just keep that real. So Kyle didn't develop Kirk Cousins either.
Okay.
I got you. Go ahead, D. I got you. I'm done.
Okay. I mean, I get all that, but I still say what I'm saying is this. Most of the time to get to the Super Bowl, you're damn near need a first rounder or a Hall of Fame quarterback. If you look at the history of all these great teams who've been to the Super Bowl, they had a Hall of Fame quarterback, man. And for him to even sniff the Super Bowl, well, for what he had, that's an accomplishment in itself. And then everybody want to poo-poo over it. And I'm like, I look at Andy Reid and all the rest of these coaches. Think about this. John Harbaugh has Lamar Jackson, right?
Right.
He didn't even want Lamar Jackson. He wanted to stay with your boy Flacco. Your boy, the GM, made him take him, or he's gonna fire him. All of a sudden now they want to make him like he's the greatest ever to get Lamar. But he didn't want Lamar. He was scared of it.
Okay.
But everybody poo-poo over that. Nobody talks about firing him because what? He got that one Super Bowl on his head. I don't know if Flacco going to make it to the Hall of Fame, but he'll probably be close. I'm just saying you have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to have that guy. Otherwise, you ain't most of the time you just don't make it. And I'm just saying, like, we need to pump our brakes. Yeah, I'm not saying Kyle doesn't have his imperfections that he has to learn, but Andy Reid had to learn a lot of shit over the years too. I remember Andy Reid made a statement: "Is if he had his way, he would
if
pass
he would
over
never run the
everything."
ball.
Come
That is
on
an
now,
infinite. We know that is a notorious quote from Andy Reid, but that's when
right?
Andy Reid was not running the ball. He had nothing but passes and screens. That was the Brian Westbrook days, and he said it out of frustration. Yes, if he had it my
Okay,
way, I'd never run the ball. But
okay,
I just feel as though that. Hold on. I feel like
okay.
that we can parse between having Super Bowl quarterbacks and quarterbacks who are Hall of Famers to get Super Bowls, and what Kyle has done to get to a Super Bowl with arguably the best defense in the league at the time. That's something that we don't notice. And also with an embarrassment of riches at each position. One thing I will say is that none of the coaches that we've had have squandered the opportunities that Kyle has had. That's one of the biggest things that's frustrating with me. And as far as Kyle being an offensive coordinator versus a head coach, he's definitely an offensive coordinator. I mean, Kyle will show that if he doesn't like what he has in his offense, he'll quit. He will quit. He's done it before. You don't remember the Browns? He quit. Literally put out a PowerPoint presentation of why he will not coach this quarterback anymore. And he rolled out and left in the middle of the season. Listen, man, I'm going to put it to you like this, and we're going to close with this. You, my man, and we in the alley, and we get robbed. If I turn around and run on you, even if you make it out, it'll never be the same. You know it, because it's just what's in you, dog. It's like, hey, coach, I don't got a problem with you, but you ain't my brand, bro.
You ain't that dog. Hey, I just want to say one more thing. It does make a difference too when every year you're dealing with different coaches, and it says something about Kyle to say this. Every year somebody's leaving him, and they're taking somebody with them, and that breaks down your coaching tree too. Do you see anybody leaving Andy Reid tree? Anybody plucking somebody off of him? Everybody stays there, bro. Do you remember Kyle interviewed one of his coaches off the coaching staff? He was there 11 years, bro. 11 years. The enemy went to somewhere else and didn't do shit. They have to go to college. Nobody leaves his coaching tree, good or bad. That says something when you can keep everybody there. Everybody stays there. And I don't know why. You would think if he won all them Super Bowls, somebody be wanting somebody from his spot, right?
Well, I mean, I'll say this because we got some guys. I want to move on,
Okay,
but
okay, okay.
I'll say this and I'll close with this. Kyle got a stimulus package for his coaching career coming in. He surrounded himself around some of the hottest, most talented names in coaching.
I
That
agree.
comes from somewhere. All right. Peters, Rand Carthon, all right,
Sloan.
Sala, D'Amico Ryans, Mike McDaniel, Scangarello, some of the Kubiak guys have rolled out. Losing Adam Peters again, like we talked about. Listen,
Right.
you have a lot of guys around you that are looking for upward movement and they're looking for credit. And one of the things that I'm starting to see is that, hey, we could talk about the coaching staff that you had, but now let's talk about how you're reloading that coaching staff. So you can do it once, but what else? What else? So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, man, I
Hey, man,
appreciate
I
being
love the
on with
call,
you,
bro.
bro. I'll talk to you in a little bit, man. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, bro. Go
All right,
Niners.
brother.
We gonna win tomorrow, bro.
I love it, man. Hey, love the call, bro.
All right, bet.
Shills,
All right.
what's up, brother?
So I can hardly
Oh,
talk.
hold on.
So if you could turn me up, that'd be great. The Niners going to lose to the Packers. We haven't seen anything suggesting Kyle Shanahan's going to change. The score might be like 23-24 Packers, 17-13 for the Niners. I just came on mostly to talk about these crazy people saying good things about Kyle Shanahan. I'm not going to talk about what he did in the past because I don't care, because you can't wind back the clock. But let's just look at what happened this year. The Niners should be 8-2. At least have a solid shot at being 8-2. Why are they not 8-2? Let's start with a Rams game. The last drive the Niners had, they had 5 plays and punted with 1 minute and 51 seconds left on the clock. You have 5 passes to get a first down with 1 minute and 12 seconds. At 1 minute and 12 seconds, you're tied up. You can run the ball to see if you can get into field goal range, or you can just let the clock run out and go to overtime. You don't put the ball in jeopardy for any reason. You don't give the other team the ball for any reason. There's no reason that the Rams should have had the ball at the end of the fourth quarter.
The field is flipped. We're on the 43-yard line. We're on our side of the game. We're on our side of the field. There's no reason to panic. I agree.
With 1 minute and 12, they can just run the ball. If they don't get close enough for a field goal, you go to overtime and you take your chances in overtime. Why are we throwing 3 passes? People pointing the finger at Ronnie Bell should be ashamed of themselves. Everyone knows who Ronnie Bell is. Why are we throwing the ball to Ronnie Bell? There's no reason to do it with 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the game. It's second down. You can still just run out the clock by running the ball. But what do? We throw the ball so the clock stops and there's 1 minute and 12 seconds. Now you can't run the ball out. Now you can't run out time. You got no choices. And so
Yeah.
all the time out, they get the ball back and they go like 5, they run 2 plays to get in the field goal range, take the field goal to win. So now who is that on? Is that on the players? Or is it
No.
He said, well, Ronnie Bell should have caught the ball. Well, yeah, he should have maybe, but why are you putting the game in jeopardy? There's no reason at this point in the game to put things in jeopardy. You can have a choice of, hey, we can win or we can go to overtime. Putting ourselves in a position to lose is not an option. And that's the option that Kyle Shanahan chose. So you want to talk about all the things he did. Hey, that's very nice. But in this game, the Niners should have won. Brock Purdy had an amazing game. Juwan Jennings had an amazing game. And the Niners lost because of bad play calling. And, I'm not still go through all the whole game. On this drive, the play calling was horrific. And And there was no reason to do it. We weren't losing. There's no reason to make that gamble. We weren't losing. Now let's just look at the Cardinals game real quick. All right. Last drive, we have the, Cardinals just kicked the field goal. We have 1:37 left in the clock. It's 24-23. Now, I don't have off the top of my head how many timeouts the Niners had left. But what did the Niners do? What plays did we dial up? Well, we had a run to Isaac Randall. Okay, that's solid. All right. We have a short pass to George Kittle. And then we unfortunately have Brock Purdy throwing an interception.
Stewart pick, yep.
That is on Brock for throwing an interception, right? Okay. But we still got a lot of time. Why are we going to the pass right here? We only need a field goal to win the game.
But hold on, but I'll show you the canary in the coal mine right here. This is the deal. What you missed on that play, Shills, is that we went no huddle. The play before at 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line, Brock Purdy throws a short pass to George Kittle that goes for 15 yards. 15 yards gets us up the field. We go no huddle, which we don't do. We don't do this. We're not a quick running team. We don't do tempo. We go no huddle. Brock Purdy throws a short left intended pass to Brandon Ayuk, and it's intercepted by Kazir White. Now look, that's Kyle not being patient. That's him saying, we saw a look. Let's get back to it again. Let's run it. Let's get some cheap yards. Let's get down the field. And what it is that I think that Kyle needs to understand that we don't have the players for him to be able, we don't have the players or the depth to be able to supplant these type of plays. Dude, run the ball. It's almost, you know what it is? I feel like we're an offense where we keep slipping our transmission because we don't know how to shift right. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to shift right, and we keep slipping in the transmission because Kyle wants to go faster than the gear that he's in. And it's like, dude, respect the gear that you're in. You can't go from 1st to 4th. You know what I'm saying? You got to rub your way up. So go ahead, bro.
I can understand the desire to switch things up, do a little hurry up, try to see what you can do. But we don't do that. We don't do no huddle like you just said. And there's 1:32 left. I can understand maybe the thought process. This is a little less egregious than what happened with the Rams. But at the same time, you're down 1 point. You just need to get close enough to kick a field goal. That's all you got to do. You don't need to do more than that. Why are you not running the ball? There's no reason.
I don't have the answer for that, Shows. I really don't.
I didn't play offense because I wasn't thoughtful like that. But on defense, when you look at it, every time there's a pass, that's anybody's ball. The offense knows where the ball's going, but it's up in the air. Nobody has possession. That's anybody's ball. The ball is always at risk when you throw a pass, 100% of the time. And that's how, DBs think about it, right? You're like, oh, I'm going to get this ball. Or at least I'm going to try to, see what I can do to keep the other guy from making the catch. Putting the ball at risk in a situation where you're down 1 point and all you need to do is get far enough to kick a field goal, that's not genius. It's not.
Well, we got to see what they're going to do, man. What do you think your prediction is for this one? I know you got us losing 23-24, you said?
Yeah, so I'm like, no. I said the Packers are going to score 23 or 24 points. And the Niners are going to score 17 or 13 points, something like that.
Damn, so you don't give us more than 2 scores?
No, that's I'm saying.
Well, through kicks and whatever, yeah, the course of the game.
And I just want to talk about one last thing. This whole thing, this debacle with the Seahawks. All right. You have 3 minutes and 56 seconds left in the game. and you're winning by 4 points. Why are you ever passing the ball in a situation? You have to run off time. You have to force, at the very least, the Seahawks to call timeouts.
Call a timeout. All right. My biggest issue with that, it's not the fact that we didn't score. We're winning. What frustrated me about that damn play, about that drive, is that this drive wasn't about scoring. This drive was all about depleting what the Seahawks had left. All right. We either want you to use a timeout, all right, or we want to give you the ball back with less than 30 seconds. We really want to drive you down. And like the fact that they just gave the ball back, bro, like with that much goddamn time on the clock, gutted me. There was like, they got the ball back with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left to play. Like, come on, bro.
Context. What did the defense just do? They got you a turnover on downs, a short 4th yardage. The 49ers, we have got no kind of run defense. And here, the defense did something it does not usually do. It played tough and got us a 4th down stop. Right, with 4th and like less than a yard to go. Got us a turnover on downs. How can you not have enough respect for what the defense just did to buy them some time? Right now, we're not having a points issue. We have a time problem. There's 3:56 left in the game. We got to burn time. We have to take time away from the Seahawks. You don't need points here. You need to deprive them of time.
Thank you. Like this right here, sometimes you got to understand. I just want to comment on this play, and on this comment, and I'm not singling you out, Mitch. But this right here is when you got to understand a defense is forcing you to do what you cannot do all game. Brock was having a bad game. Okay, let's just call it what it is. And CMC basically getting -1 yards on 2 consecutive run plays. I mean, you can look at the drive. That has nothing to do with helping out what's basically won this game for you. Dude, gas out the offense. The offense should have nothing left. The defense is the reason why we were even in the game to begin with. This entire drive should have been focused around helping out the defense as most as possible. At the best, we score or we run the clock out. At the very worst, the defense should not be dealing with the Seattle team with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go with timeouts. They didn't deserve that from going turnover on downs the previous drive. That's all I'm saying. It's about situational awareness. Knowing what's going on in the game that time. All right, you can say that there's 2 minutes left on the clock, but I can also look at a defense that walks off the field, and I'm saying to myself, they just played their last snap. Emotionally, they're done. They don't want to play anymore. So there's that as well.
But if we look at the very first play of the drive, when you had Jalen Moore in, you know you're going to run, say, hey, we're running. And what did the Niners do? They got 11 yards. They got 11. Yeah. CMC actually runs the ball in the penalty. All right, whatever. Next play, -1 yards. So you netted 10 yards in terms of what CMC is doing. But why not just leave Jalen Moore out there and say, yeah, we're running the ball and rotate your backs in? And then,
also what we do is we get 2 first downs. We get another set of fresh first downs. We get a defensive holding after the 11-yard run from CMC. So we're moving the ball. CMC gets a -1 yard play. Okay, you're at 2nd and 11. Seattle takes a timeout. All right, that's their first timeout of the game. So they got 2 timeouts left. You go into the 2nd and 11. You see Brock Purdy throws an incomplete pass to Deebo Samuel. All right, on that 2nd down, even after the timeout, run the ball again. Why are we trying to have at the very least, if you're going to throw on 3rd, you want a manageable 3rd down. All right. So we get 2 pass plays, Seattle's already called a timeout, so you know that they're already start thinking about, hey, right about now, you guys have the leverage. We're willing to admit that by spending a timeout here. You go in the shotgun again and throw a short pass to Juwan Jennings for 5 yards. All right, and it was, come on, man, inconsequential route that wasn't even close to the sticks. It was just a throwaway play. At the very least, man, you keep the clock running. I just think that Kyle doesn't want to be seen struggling. You know, he doesn't want to. I think that he's moving this offense in a way where it's like he expects certain things from them, but it's like, bro, you got to help them out. You got to set them up, put them in better positions. This doesn't help the offense. You run them, yeah, and Jordan Mason again. He only had 2 carries this game. Full stop. Like, I don't want to hear it.
I'll tell you, Coach, my favorite drive of the entire season, it wasn't even a Niners drive. It was the Detroit Lions in their first game against the Rams. In overtime, I was like, oh, my God. That was amazing.
It's just they physically took over the game. They dominate the line of scrimmage.
All right, we got the coin toss. We're going to come in and win. And it was like, and what they do, they just ran the ball. Had a couple passes, ran the ball, touchdown, game over. And what made those passes work was how brutal the running was. They came in and ran brutal. Was running over the Rams. And they were able to get the 2 passes off. Worked beautifully because the run had been so ferociously established on the previous 4 plays. And when you look at going on the very first down on this one, when it's like 1st and 10 at the 37, we run the play, and then the next play, there's 46 seconds that get run off on between plays. So if you just sort of like think ahead a little bit, they have this -1 yard play from McCaffrey. Only 4 seconds go off, and we steal a timeout from the Seahawks. We give them a free timeout with an incompletion. If you run the ball, no matter how many yards you gain, Seattle has to call a timeout there. The same thing on our third down. We run on our 3rd down. We steal all 3 of their timeouts. If we don't get another 1st down, we leave them with, let's say, minimal amount of time, no timeouts. They get the 2-minute warning, and that's it. We have something to work with in terms of, all right, protect the sidelines, don't let them get out of bounds, burn off the time. But we leave them with a timeout, so they have more options as far as what they can do on offense.
100% agreed. So look, brother, right now, I'm gonna see you next week. I mean, I hope we pull this one out, but I'm with you. I think that the Niners may go down in this one. Packers just bring a little bit too much. We already have our score predictions, man. I love the engagement. Give me a call next time, Shills, and I got you up first, man. Thank you so much for being patient, bro. You did a great job for me, man. And I'll talk to you next time. What you got for closing arguments, man?
All right, no problem. All right, I'll tell you if for some crazy reason Kyle Shanahan actually decides to run the ball, the Niners could win. But do we think it's going to happen? I don't think it's going to happen. And when I say run the ball, I don't just mean give it to Debo or just give it to CMC. I'm talking about, okay, we have a real running back here. We're giving him the ball. If you get 19, 20 carries to JP Mason, we win.
Hey, I have the same exact thoughts. I got us losing, but there's so many paths to win if he just runs the ball with Jordan Mason. If he just kind of just give the offense to the players, man. Let them run it. It can't be all you. Let them run it. So, hey, Shills, I love the call, bro. Call back again. We'll get it going on the next call-in show. You tuning in for the live watch party tomorrow?
Man, he's be stressing me out sometimes, man. Sometimes I'll see what happened on plays like, oh boy, and I gotta just get on YouTube to see you lose your mind. I'm like, all right, watch this brother lose his mind. He's about to lose his mind on this one. That's the only part that makes all like the shenanigans even tolerable. It's like, oh, I gotta see what coach is gonna do. How much is he gonna flip out on this? Whether it's a good play or a bad play, I'm like, oh, everyone in the cast of what coach is about to do. He's about to lose his mind. Like, so.
I can't help it, man. Like, yo, I was like I said, I was like this when I played. I was like this when I coached, bro. Everybody will tell you, bro. Like, don't be around me. Like, they put me in the booth. I was getting so bad on the sidelines, and they put me in the booth, and I found out that the opposing team shared a wall with us in the booth. I almost put a hole in the wall by the end of the game. Every score, banging on the wall, hitting the wall like, like, so it's just in me, bro. It's in me.
All right, man. I'll see you next time, bro.
I'll talk to you, Shields. Thanks, bro. Bobby!
What's up, baby?
What's good, bro? How you doing?
Been a long time, baby. I'm good. How are you?
It's Bobby Shaw. What's going on?
OG Bobby Johnson.
What's going on, man? The triple bye-bye birdie. What's up?
All right, man. We got to go in on some things. I'm not going to talk about my boy Late Second Sports or my other boy Clutch Jeans, but I got to ask you a question. First of all, can you read my super chat? Because that shit's late.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? Let me tell you. Yeah, Tommy be on me, bro. All right, my bad. Pause. So, look. Baby Radiance 199. CMC is a little rusty right now. God. Tommy Huxley $2. Fire Wonder Bread Sorensen Forrester and Schneider. Yeah. Whoa. Yo. Carl $5. It's gonna be a Kyle masterclass. 12 for 18. 107. 12 for 18. 172 yards passing. 45 rushes for 250. We'll see both Mason and McCaffrey in the backfield. The bag will open. I agree with this 1,000%. Kyle is going to be in his bag on this game. I'm telling you. All right. And then you, Brother Bob, Roscoe should get on the cam talking like a casual. He do need to get on the cam. Not $2. Come back with your shield or on it. Run the ball. Thank you. And Steve-O, $2. Thank you. Okay. So 20-17, my score prediction. I like that. So obviously he's got the Niners winning 20-17. So let's get into it, Bobby. What's up, man?
All right, Dan. What's up, man? It's good seeing you. Man, I need to call you, bro, because you always have the insight. But I'm going to tell you real quick.
All right.
Cocoa butter better than shea butter.
You're tripping. And we're not about to hey, come on, man. This is not the jet beauty of the week conversation.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the conversations be too black. Like, let's just come on, man. I love it.
This is make Nick Bosa great again, right?
Yeah, you are. Come on, man.
I love Ryan OG for saying that. Nah, man, you've had some callers on here, and I'm tripping out when I hear from these callers. First of all, why are people so afraid to replace Kyle Levy? Tell me this.
Okay.
What has he won? What are you so for? We can replace him with a coach that has lost. So has Kyle. Kyle Levy hasn't won one single Super Bowl. So if winning the Super Bowl is what we're trying to do, why is everyone or not everyone, but some people so afraid to replace him?
My biggest thing is that, it's the area, bro. You know it's expensive as hell to be out there. And the Niners got to win, bro. They do. They got big bills to pay. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, we're gonna talk turkey. Let's talk it. This ain't about winning, right? This is about making money. This is about being viable. And Kyle keeps the Niners viable. He keeps us at the threshold. That's what they find. But this is what they feel. But I think that he keeps us at the threshold of like the NFL like conversation. And that's a big deal to the ownership, because that means eyes, it means money, it means engagement. All right. And I hate to put it out here, but the Niners are very much focused on just making the playoffs.
Okay, but bro, hold on.
Go ahead.
I got to interrupt you, because if you win the Super Bowl, you make even more money, right?
Yeah.
So that's my problem,
but man. Not really. Okay, so let me ask you this.
You don't
Okay,
mean
so
to tell me that
I'll
we're
put it
not
like this.
who we are because of the dynasty that we built in the 80s and 90s?
No. I get that. I get that. We are not the 49ers without the championships. I get that. Okay. But what I'm also saying is that we need to also understand that Kyle is, I mean, dude, you don't, how much of a difference is it between losing the Super Bowl and winning it?
Oh, it's a huge
Monetarily.
difference. No,
Monetarily.
monetarily, okay. Maybe
Not big at all.
Maybe okay, but I think the difference, my brother, is because we won Super Bowls, because we have the following that we have, because we were 5-0 at one point. If we were not 5-0 and had lost these Super Bowls, I don't think the money would be as big. But because we have Joe Montana, Bill Walsh, Steve Young, Ronnie Lott, Roger Craig, Brent Jones, I can keep going on and on and on and on.
Okay. I see what
We
you're
have
saying
built
now.
a dynasty that has the following, that has the fact that people follow us and want to be us, right?
So what you're saying is, you're saying that Kyle Shanahan and the regime here are legacy profiteering.
Yes, that's exactly what
You're
doing,
basically saying that they're profiteering off of a legacy that has come before them, but they themselves are not living up to the standard that they're getting, basically, that they're getting like second chances on. Where
absolutely.
So you feel as though that there's fan base that are giving Kyle Shanahan and this regime a lot of credit as if they had something to do with the Super Bowls that came before them. One thing that I will say is that you do hear a lot of fans talk about what we would do without Kyle. What would we do without Kyle? As if we didn't win before he got here. You do notice that. That is the truth. I will give you that.
Yeah, that is. But see, that's the younger fans who, you know, they see Jerry Rice, know what he was all about, but really didn't watch Jerry Rice. You know, that's the younger fans that know we had the trophies, but really weren't around for it. So they're used to, you know, not winning and games, that is. But to me, and I'm going to say this again, I said this on Coach's channel and I said this on Marcus' channel, I don't want to lose a Super Bowl. That's the first loser to me. I grew up in the Marv Levy. That's why I call it Kyle Levy days. It's a joke. You can't win the Super Bowl, yet you make it to the Hall of Fame. They felt sorry for you, Marv. Okay. Ditto with Kyle. But here's the funny thing. Kyle's dad, his real dad, is not Marv Levy, guys. His real dad is not even in the Hall of Fame, even though he's won 2 Super Bowls as a head coach and one as an offensive coordinator with our Niners. So all I'm saying is, man, I hear some of these.
Can I make a point too?
Go ahead, my brother. Of course, it's your channel.
I'm gonna make a point too, man. Mike Shanahan gets a lot of like credit for those Super Bowls. And yeah, you know, he gets credit for the run game because of that offense that they put together. But the reason why I feel like that offense is a little like impractical is because you started it off with one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game in John Elway. Like, there was no, like, do you see what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not like the offense, you know how like certain offense start like with lesser players, or they start like on different levels of football, but it's sound, right? So you can put pro players in the offense and it'll still run. I just think that it's a little funny how this offense was built to run the ball and to be like an outside zone team. Oh, but by the way, when we do have to pass the ball, we're passing with John fucking Elway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you just got like, you know, I feel like if I'm John Elway, I am so pissed off with Mike Shanahan and Kyle, because it's like, you know, not for nothing, you guys have kind of like shitted on my position in this offense. Like, you guys make it look like you can have any type of quarterback in here and make the offense happen. But the truth of the matter is that you did this shit with me, who was one of the greatest prospects. I think people don't realize how good John Elway really was as an athlete. Like, John Elway basically almost told the NFL, yo, if I don't go to a team that I like, I'm going to play Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
John Elway was on some Deion shit. He really was.
You're absolutely right. He was. and you know, he was to me, and I call him Bucky. All right. I don't like John Elway, but
so John Elway wasn't a dog though, Spidey G? That's what I'm saying.
No, he was a dog, bro. That boy
John Elway wasn't a dog though.
Had legs. He could will. That was nonsense. See, that must be someone who's young. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you this, Coach. You're absolutely right. And you talked about this earlier. That's why I don't like Kyle Levy so much. Don't tell me he's such a great coach, but he cannot draft and cultivate a quarterback. You mentioned it earlier. CJ Beathard was your first quarterback you drafted as a head coach for this team. I mean, what the fuck? Why? Okay. You drafted a backup, basically third string quarterback in the third round. Then you go, like you said, you get, some people may want to give Lynch the credit, but you go get Garoppolo, who my wife calls Garbage, Jimmy Garbage. You get him and you extend him, even though he was clearly limited. Then you go and draft a quarterback for not just 3 firsts, but a third round too to boot. And you don't even train the kid. You don't even coach the kid up. Okay. Then you go, and I left out Bobby Hoyer, but whatever. But then you go next and you just kick him to the dirt, to the side, to the curb for Brock Purdy, 7th round. And like you said earlier, it wasn't really his call, but you called Brock the real deal, and now he's mid. So let me tell you something, man. It all boils down to coach. That's why I said my boy Roscoe, casual, bro. You want to call everybody casual, you're deflecting. You're the casual. You just want to be relevant, my brother. You just want to be, oh, we in the ball game. Oh, we close. No, bro, win the championship, bro. And I met you, Roscoe, so I'm coming at you real shit, bro. Don't be a fucking casual.
Yo.
Bro, I'm being real, bro. I don't like this shit. Bro.
Don't do that shit on
man,
here,
let me
dog.
tell you this. Hold on.
Yo, text his ass that shit.
I'm gonna be real with it, bro. I'm not a.
No, you can't, dog. What I'm here to say is that it is literally impossible. You can be. Okay. It's literally impossible to be real on YouTube. That's all.
All right, but I met him, so I'm saying I'll tell him this again. I didn't know he was a casual like
okay.
Roscoe, you know
I just want to lighten it up a little bit because I saw you. You was leaning in. You was on the motherfucker. You need to. I'm like, hey, man, relax, bro.
I'm chill.
All
right. I ain't playing though. You're real casual. But listen, bro. When people talk about can we not have a bad year, one of your callers said that. How are you gonna talk about bad year, but then tell me all the EPA bullshit? If our team is so good with all the talent and our team hit all these stats, then how the hell are we last or second or 27th in the league in red zone? Don't tell me about this EPA bullshit. Tell me about winning. That's what it's all about. If you ain't got the wins and losses, then win the Super Bowl, then you're just talking. You're just a casual. You know what I'm saying? Do you think Dan Marino is sitting back like, yeah, that was one of the greatest of all time? And then this guy comes back and says, hold on, baby, you got these 4 rings? You see, that's what it's all about. You know, because when it's time to step up, when is, the biggest game, that's who you really are. Can you come out and win it? So, I like this. What Harris said. Grant took the shit out of him, bro.
That shit was brutal, boy.
Yeah, bro. Talking about rest differential, talking about, but I've never seen Rob. Okay, coach, you can't tell.
It's already, I'm putting up the shit for the viewers, Bob. Focus.
Because, man, I want to win Super Bowls, bro. Okay?
All right.
And I'm tired of this bullshit, these fans talking about this and that and this and that. You ain't win shit. I'm tired of hearing Demo talk about, oh, we're the real team and Debo too. Bro, you ain't won shit. You know what I'm saying? You let an out of shape Mahomes cook your ass every time. So, what, right? So, I'm just tired of fans. I'm sorry, Niner fans. I've been around, I block a lot of times on the get down on the real deal. This real shit. So I'm tired of hearing this. You know what we sound like? Cowboy fans. They ain't won shit either in a long time. Pound their chest.
Damn, that's true. Man, you're right though. Like this is one thing. You know what? I'll say this. What's important to know is that we gotta lose like men and women. Okay, I want to be inclusive. But we need to lose like adults, okay? If we make excuses for shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and what happened with and you hear people defending and dude, we're officially in cowboy territory. We don't want that. Like we're way better than that. That's all I'm saying. Like
If I'm not even trying to say it's a definite that we're going to lose. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. But my man, if we lose tomorrow and we get online crying and complaining, bro, it's going to be such a bad look. It is going to be such a bad look. I'm going to curse Kyle out. But so let me do it. But what I'm saying is that it's going to be such a bad look if we sit here and bitch, moan, and complain. So all I'm saying is that we just got to take our L if we lose. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
We got
you
to
gotta take
like
it.
men. Yeah,
you said it, bro. Let me just say this, not to cut you off. See, that's why I love you,
go
man,
ahead.
'cause you're real about this. You said this earlier. I think it was this today in this show. You said, man, it looks real bad when you lose and you just whine and bitch. Just take the L, bro. Real champions will come back and win it then. All right, then they'll be like, all right, motherfucker, you got me this one. I'm gonna get the next one. You all right?
Yeah.
And then after, when they fucking, like Montana used to do, when they say, hey, look at the scoreboard. Remember he said that, look at the scoreboard. See, that's all they care about.
Yeah.
You know, he said that during the Miami Super Bowl, bro. Like he was like, hey, what they talking about, Dan Marino? Okay, I'm gonna show you what it's all about. So this is what I mean, man. I want Niner fans, please understand. And I'm gonna predict we losing tomorrow, but ain't no way in fucking hell we gonna beat them without Bosa.
You think
maybe
we're gonna
without
lose
Trent?
too, man?
Yeah, we losing tomorrow, bro. You think we really gonna go to Green Bay? Look, okay, see this is what I mean, bro. I love you.
You know what's killing me? What's killing me is like I don't know, bro. Like I'm getting mixed, predictions. Some people are saying we're gonna win. I get it, but I haven't heard somebody say it's going to be like a close, like it's going to be like, man, we're going to lose. But you do know that this fan base is itching to give Kyle any type, shoot him some bail. You know they are. Like if Kyle, come on, man, they're going to go to the bondsman and shoot him some bail. They know they are. If Kyle get locked up in this game and we lose this game, if we lose this game 2017 with Brock Purdy out, with Nick Bosa out, Dude, I can write the David Lombardi tweets for you right now. I can write them. It's important to point out that the 49ers laid not at Brock Purdy. It's important to point out, and those of you beware of the takes, the sensationalized takes on YouTube and these content creators. You know how Dave gonna do, dog. So, like, I like Dave, but I'm just saying, like, you know how
I don't like him. Fuck him. Let me just tell you.
Yeah,
I don't like him. Fuck him. Listen, man, I gotta be real.
He's not threatening.
I get it, but he on some bullshit too, right? I'm just gonna be real, bro. Kick me off the show because I'm being real-ish right now.
I'm about to kick you off my show, dog. You being ignorant.
Sometimes, but listen, bro. Okay, let's talk about this. Honestly, let's talk about this. Why is that people want to blame the special teams? And you said it earlier, defense for losing. Doesn't the head coach oversee the defense and the special teams? Doesn't our head coach, isn't he the one listening in on all the other teams' meetings, So, like, I mean, isn't he the one that said, you know what, Wilkes, that's it. Bring your ass down here on the sideline. Isn't he the one?
I mean, look, bro. Listen, the defense really, to me, isn't. They are who they are. They've shown what they can do. For me, I'm not worried about the defense. I've seen the defense play against the Chiefs. I've seen the defense play against. The defense played against 3 divisional opponents. The defense is going to play against the Bills. Like, the defense is facing people. It's that offense. Like, the offense got to show up to me. Honestly, if I'm Nick Sorensen, he could never say this, but if I'm Nick Sorensen, it's like, motherfucker, they scored 20 points. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't give a fuck if they scored them in the first quarter. They scored 20 points. Like, dude,
what you got?
17 points. Stop. We're not doing this. Like that. But for me, that's the straight talk that maybe football's changed since I've been coaching. But when I coached, there's no way in hell that Kyle could have ever made it look like a defensive thing or let that stand. It'd have been like, dude, we'd have been throwing bows, bro. Like, I could see coaches meeting on Monday. They're like, yo, hey, man, nah, man, fuck that tape. Fuck that shit. About that motherfucking press conference that you had after the game. We got to talk about that. Because that's
we got to talk about that offensive genius. Bro, I know you. You be looking at him like this.
Yeah, hey man, I couldn't keep it off my face. Like if I was on the staff, dog.
That's okay. That's what I'm saying. And I
Don't
would
call
literally
me to the podium. Don't call me up. Because I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna say what I need. Don't call me up, bro. Don't call me up.
That's
Because
what
I
I'm
ain't gonna
saying,
lie.
bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. And see, I would be the one that would go on that podium and be like, fuck it. Well, we got an offensive genius, right? We got a guru. But I guess I'm supposed to keep him down to like -5 points. Like, what am I supposed to do? These are professional teams, right? So you mean to tell me, offensive guru, OC, head coach, that this is the best you can do? And I mean, bro, I know you said this earlier, but this is the shit that pissed me off, man. This is real shit that pissed me off. This last Super Bowl, you come out in the third quarter and you get that interception. And that was the best you could do. Was like 3 and out. I think it was 3 and out. I mean, that's the best you can do. No points, bruh. Like at that point, I was like, all right, look, give me another drink because we losing this shit. Because you got to make Mahomes pay. You got to make them pay. And then this is my thing. Is like, come on, Steve-O, spell haters right. And this is my thing.
I love Steve-O though.
I know, I love him too. He and I, we go at it, but see, we cool like that. He's not a casual. Yes, he is. But anyway, the point is you gotta win. You gotta come down and win the game when it matters the most. You can't be the person who constantly chokes. I'm sorry. Like I'd rather have Mike Singletary. I'd rather have people worry about Tom Sula. But guess what? We still didn't win shit when he was here. We're not winning shit now. You're winning participation trophies. Give me someone that's going to try to win the game, period. Not someone that, all right, I'm close, and then the butt cheeks clench up, and then I do the same thing over and over again. I don't run the ball when I clearly should pass. I have multiple times you've done this. A double-digit lead. Yes, exactly. I want winners. You got a double-digit lead, and you can't close the deal, bro. That's like going to prom, and maybe that's what Niner fans have turned into. That's like going to prom with the hot chick, but she leave with someone else. No, bro, that don't happen with me. Okay, if she going to prom with me, she leaving with me, and she gonna get this. So anyway, that's my problem, bro.
Hey, man.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. What did I say something wrong? I didn't say anything bad.
You got 2 minutes. Wrap it up. You got enough of this. You got 2 minutes.
All right. All right. So let me just say this. And then it's another caller. Fair. Another one of your callers talk about Kyle Levy's coaching tree. What does that mean? Who is that? So what? He has a coaching tree out there that all of them haven't won shit except for one of them that won a Super Bowl, and it's not Kyle Levy. So why are you telling me about his coaching tree? This is what I mean. You're gaslighting people. Like we're all dumb. The point is he hasn't won a fucking championship. Period. End of discussion. My bad, Big Diz. I am who I am, bro. But anyway,
you can't stop every comment I put on the screen. You know what? I'm about to get you. I'm about to get you because you don't act like this on Ryan channel. You don't do this to Great. I'm about to call you. I'm about to get you now. I'm about to go racial on you. You don't do this.
Go ahead.
You don't do this when you get over on their channels, but you come over here and you show your funky ass. You show your ass on my channel, but you go on them other channels and you act all proper and shit. But I get all of the stupid shit. You see it be your own people, bro. It be your own people.
You bring it out on me, bro. Like I'm listening to casual.
Getting too comfortable.
I am too comfortable, bro. I told you to kick me off. Anyway, you know what? That's it. I'm out of here. Much love to you.
I love you, bro. Get out of here. Go. Bye. Asa 86. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for your patience, man.
What patience, man? It's all about that. That's the entertainment.
Brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Getting geared up for the game tomorrow. You already know what we're talking about. Like tomorrow's the day, basically. How do you feel about the game coming forward? What do you got for me?
I got a lot of Kyle, discussion. That seems to be the theme of the night. It seems to be the theme of YouTube often. But About tomorrow, yeah, it's not going to be good. Come on, it's not going to be good. Already, we're not a high functioning. We're not like what we are used to being. We're not what we were last year, this year, and we're totally banged up. It's not going to be good. That being said, Green Bay's vulnerable. They're not perfect. We might slip one out. Kyle might slip one out. Not going to change anything though. He still ain't going to get any like medals for it, even if he does. But
Right.
But yeah, that's what's going to happen tomorrow. We'll see. And even if we win tomorrow, it's just not going to be the season that it should have been. It's not the season that we should have held on one more time. Rebuild should have started this year. That's a plain fact. Even before, end of the season, no matter what would have happened in the Super Bowl, whether we won it, whether we lost it, we had to have started rebuilding this year. It's plain, simple logic. There's no debate about that. And those are kind of, some of like Kyle's fatal flaws, right? It's not about the record. Kyle's record is great. Kyle's record is incredible what he's done over the last few years here. It's not about that. He's a successful coach, but he's got some fatal flaws and he doesn't address them. He's stubborn and he won't work on them. The same fatal flaws he had probably 8 years ago, they're still here,
Yeah, he won't adjust.
That's what I worry about Kyle. That's what, really in the end, I want him to leave. I need him to go somewhere else. I need us to start afresh. And you know what? I'll root for him. If he ends up, when he goes somewhere else, and he eventually will, and he hasn't won a Super Bowl with us, if he goes and wins a Super Bowl with someone else, I'll feel good about that because the man's football. All he does is football. He's a good man. He's not a bad guy, but it's funny though. So the fatal flaws. I think we all, not all of us, but clearly they're there. We all have our opinions on it. There's another thing that kind of makes it's interesting how much vitriol there is in this fan base on a coach that has taken us to X number of NFC champions, 2 Super Bowls in 4 or 5 years, right? Have you ever seen that in any other fan base, something like this?
Yeah. So this is the thing, man. It's not about what he's done. It's about what he hasn't done. Right.
Sure.
And fans we got short memories. We really do. And the thing about it is that if you get close to it, it's almost like we stop giving you credit for the effort. And now we start resenting you for playing a tease. Right. It's like being with someone where it's like, I'd much rather it's almost like it's almost like firing somebody on a Friday versus firing somebody on a Monday. Right. If you fire somebody on a Friday, they got all weekend to think about it. They're going to be pissed off. They're going to tell you, why did you wait till the whole week to fire me on a Friday? I was fired on Monday. So I gave you a whole week versus you fire them on Monday. You piss them off, but at the same time, they get a chance to get up, dust themselves off, get on LinkedIn, start pushing that resume, and move on. My issue with Kyle is that he gets too close, and now the bad taste is hard to get out of your mouth as a fan. And now it's the blunders that we see on the way to the inevitable that we're paying attention to now. So we've lost the hope where if we just get there, we're hopeful. Now we saw this before. Now we're paying attention to the common denominators.
Here's one more thing, Coach. And this is something you pointed out on your very first this podcast with Grant. I was there, man. I've been there the whole time.
You were there on the first. I was crazy, wasn't I? I was wilding out on him.
No. I didn't know what to make. I didn't know who you were. And then there you were. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's brilliant. This is fantastic. But you said something, you kind of jumped down, you kind of surprised. I don't know if you remember this. You kind of got Grant off guard. All of a sudden he was surprised because you were kind of coming at him, right? He said what it is. You said it. And this was Kyle's paying a dick tax, man. You said it. Those are your words. He's paying a dick tax. And yeah, man, you got to have some fucking personality. You have some kind of media relations. You got to, bring the fans in a little bit too. I think Jesse was talking about the other day, making the fans belong part of the process. That's part of it. But again, it's the stubbornness, and it's 8 years. It's a long time.
People are tired of it.
Yeah, but we'll see. He's got one more year. We know what he's got. Maybe he'll change his tune. Maybe we'll see. Let's see how he launches into the rebuilding process. No more fucking around next year. There's no fantasy that, we're going to be any kind of don't even worry about the playoffs. Are you going to launch into it? Is it going to re-energize him? Are we going to get another side of him? I could see after all these years, and I'm not a Kyle fan. I don't like him. I don't know why I'm sticking up for him. But after all these years, he's just gotten tired. He's gotten so close a couple of times with this team, and maybe just kind of being, okay, I'm done with this team. It's time to start rebuilding. Maybe we'll see another side of him. Maybe that youthful side that we kind of saw when he first got here. Because I don't know if he was quite like this when he first got here. Was he? I wasn't watching as closely. I was overseas and whatnot. But
we lost early when he got here. We lost games early. I think the first year.
The stubbornness, those things about him that you and I and Grant and all these other people don't like. Right? Was he that?
Well, but this is my biggest issue is that I just don't think he's forced in an environment where he sees the value. Right. And that's what is going to have to happen for him to change, is because I don't think there's an environment where he's forced to have to be amicable, actually have accountability, move forward with the offense where you give ownership and you empower those around you. I feel as though that a lot of people in Kyle's orbit, they've kind of I don't know. I feel like they've kind of like ate off his plate without him knowing. You know what I mean? It's like the rich kid who he doesn't have friends, but he's got the house every weekend. So
like
it's
what are you talking about? Like players or other coaches that have left?
Coaches that have left. I think that there are a lot of people that have like put up with him rather than learn from him. I think that there have been talented people like a D'Amico Ryans, like a Robert Saleh, like a Mike McDaniel, who have been around Kyle. They understand that his orbit and his cachet of his last name with what his father has brung moves them along and gives them legs. It gives them roots. The NFL is very tribal that way. They got to know who you are and where you come from for you to even get a shot. And there's a lot of people who've had a lot of skill and they've done a lot in the NFL, but they need to be blooded in. And being blooded in is being on a Shanahan roster, right? Being on the
Going to be interesting too, Coach, because you got to think because Forrester was with them since since the Washington days at least. I mean, he was, I think so, right?
But Forrester's a little bit of damaged goods, though. And I don't like bringing it up, but the reason why Coach Forrester is even there is because I don't think that he necessarily can get a job elsewhere with what has happened to him in the public eye. So,
why? Don't you think he's a good offensive line coach?
I think he's a phenomenal offensive line coach, but I think that
let me put a pin in something real quick. So another thing I want to tell you, this was something you did many months ago now. You were talking about when you were down in you were at Washington. By the way, we're neighbors, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, where you at?
I'm in Richmond now, but I'm in DC as well. I was in DC. I have an apartment in DC. But anyway, you talked about when you were at the Redskins or whatever, Commanders game, and you were on the sideline and you watched Forrester coach. And you went on this about 3-4 minute, rant telling, what you were observing and why it was the most incredible thing I've ever heard. If you could dig that up from one of your old episodes and put it out as a short, the way you described as a coach, watching him coach, how he moved, you're seeing there's not a single moment that this man wasn't coaching. There wasn't a single player that would come back. He didn't have an answer or a suggestion or a direction. He was just moving. Not a second yet. It was awesome to hear that, how you put that. I've never heard anything like that before.
It's something that I absolutely, that I found a lot of respect for Coach Forrester, being able to watch kind of like his bedside manner, if you will. There's a difference between coaching during practice and coaching during game time. There is a difference for coaches. I'm going to tell you, the same coaching that we do in practice is not the same coaching that we get done during the game. I'll tell you that. And one thing that I love about Coach Forrester is that he over communicates. Right. He actually gets down and works down with each player from left tackle to right tackle. And then one thing that I like about him is that his energy is infectious to the point where he's so involved and so pointed into what's happening that backups who are not playing get on their feet, surround themselves with him, and they are listening as if they're about to get on the field themselves. So awesome. I'll tell you, Coach Forrester, one thing also about Coach Forrester that I feel like the Niners they need to thank their lucky stars is that not a lot of offensive line coaches with Coach Forrester's professionalism and his talent would be with a team that values the position so little, right? That
Coach Forrester could easily go to Detroit. He can go to Green Bay. He can go anywhere and go somewhere where they're like, hey, we're not going to ask you to turn chicken shit into chicken salad. We're actually going to give you some dogs. So, you know, he's a very odd bird from a sense that you don't get an offensive line coach that says, I prefer it when we go and get athletes over linemen.
That's what he said, though. You don't know if that's what he feels. Do you know if that he may be towing the company line?
Yeah, that was a company line, but you
Another
know,
thing is
nobody
Turner.
says give me the worst, what I need.
What's going to happen to Kyle when Turner and Forster are gone? Is he going to be able to implement his like zone running outside zone game?
I think so.
I mean,
I think
what
Bobby
would
Turner.
happen? These are not young men either.
I'm in cybersecurity, and I'm very akin to single points of failure. Right? You can't have one in your system, and I think that Bobby Turner is the single point of failure. If Bobby Turner goes, it's all going.
Wow.
Because you need somebody to evangelize that system. And I don't think that Kyle doesn't do well with syntax. He doesn't know how to draw two things together to make them understand something. It's all about, and I don't think that he's had to worry about it. You know, like one of the things about your job, my job, I don't even know what you do. And I bet you dollars to donuts, you'll agree with me. 50% of your job is you actually knowing your job. And the other 50% of your job is explaining your job to people who don't, but they're more important than you.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. Actually, let me tell you what I do, because I think it's something all you content creators should know about. I'm a radiologist, and I'm an orthopedic radiologist. MMSK is my specialty. So I watch you guys, and every time there's an injury, and I'm like pulling my hair out. That's like,
we
it's like,
I said, you're the Coaches Huddle medical correspondent from here on out.
Let me know when next time. Now, Coach Desi, the physical therapist that I think comes on the show with you guys, or Ryan and Brent, she's very good too. I'm even not as good as her. I'll tell you, she's better at it than me. But I'll throw in some, perspective to either work up or calm down the fans, depending what's going on.
You know what? Hit me on Twitter. Are you on Twitter? Are you on X?
I'm not, but if you really need me to, I'll get on it again.
No, fuck that. I'm not going to make you do that. Get on my channel and you'll see my email. Email me. And
Is it like a Gmail email?
Yeah, it's a Gmail email. It's
all right, I'll do that.
banks49@gmail.com.
I'll do
Just
that.
email me.
Yeah, if you guys need it, I mean, I'll have to look up to see what's going on too. But I could put it in perspective, because again, it is my work.
Not even like coming on, but like I want to know what I'm talking about. As I would love to just call, like, yo, what do you think about this shoulder situation? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I could consult too. I don't need to be in front of the camera. I could be a behind the scenes guy. It'll be great.
Dude, you could be the Iron Hand, bro. I got you. Keep you behind the scenes.
Listen, man, you've been on the air for 3 hours. I think you got to go get out of here and get some rest. But let's end it with two things. Two things I want to end it with. Three things. First of all, and I told you this. I called you a while ago. I'm usually not on when I'm watching all these shows after the fact, not like live. Right. But you're the best thing on TV right now. There's nothing that I enjoy more than the coach, honestly. But that aside, two things. First of all, Brock Purdy, this business about, is he worth 60? Is he not? I don't think Brock Purdy is like elite, but he's very good. He's fallen into our lap. We don't have any other options. Do you have something better than Brock Purdy? Do you have another viable option? If not, you're paying him 60. Let's just not talk nonsense. We've got a viable, usable thing. Maybe it's 20 million, too little, too much, but whatever, in the 300 and whatever $1 million salary cap for that position. Let's not do this that we did with Brandon and, whatever, other players in the past. I don't give a shit if it's 40 or 60. Either way, it's not going to make a big difference in the overall scheme of things. If we do the other things right, it's not going to be that $20 million extra of Broxer salary that's going to put us in a salary cap pinch. It's all the missed draft picks, signing Hargraves. It's all that other shit that, is going to be a problem. Don't worry about the 20 million of Brock unless you found something better, or unless you want to go hunting. You want to go hunting again with Kyle?
Hell
I don't want to go hunting. So let's not argue over 40 to 60 million. I think that's just silly. 40, and again, if the cap, my understanding, is about 320 or something like that, what is the proportional difference between 40 and 60? Not much. The other thing is, so I'm out here in the DC area, Richmond now, but whatever, we have, my place in DC, but I'm moving back to the West Coast, to Monterey, California, where I grew up. I've got shit all packing right now around me. So, you get your butt out there, you know, for another game whenever you can next year. It's going to be next year. You're not going to come. Who wants to come see him this year? But
this season's DOA.
Yeah. Tickets on me. I'll get some good tickets and we'll be like on the thing. All right, man?
Asa, I'm going to tell you this right now, brother. If we link up, you have to let me take care of dinner, food, drinks. Like, you got to let me, if you pay for my,
Listen, dude, I have to get on the super chat after this and give you like some money. I mean, I watch you every show you do on everyone else. It's like, and I watch the other guys too. And I'm never on. I never post. If you come out, everything is on me. Not only that, I owe you some super chat as soon as I hang up. So you can't go for free, man. I'm not paying anything for you. I'm not even paying for the $15 like YouTube subscription. So no, if you come out, it's all on me.
I know what type of guy you are. You're an aggressive gratitude guy. It's like,
that's right, man.
It's a nice Persian thing, motherfucker. And if you do something nicer for me, I'm going to do something nicer for you.
Look this up. You're going to enjoy this. Look up the word tarof, Tarof, in Persian culture, what it means. All right. And then you'll understand the aggressive, what would you call it? Aggressive gratitude. That is the definition of tarof. It's a fucking Persian word that no one has ever been able to define in the English language. You just did it. Aggressive gratitude. I love it. This is why I fucking love you, man. Get out of here. Go get some sleep. Take Hannibal out for a walk or something. What are you doing?
Bro.
3 hours on this day.
3 more callers. I'm gonna get these 3 callers out of here, and then we're gonna end the show. Hey, I love the call, Asa, man. We'll talk, brother.
We'll be in touch. All
right, bro. All right, talk to you.
Take care.
All right. Dre, Day, what's good, cousin?
Coach, all right,
what's up? First of all, let me just say this.
Coach, I love you.
Thank you for your patience, bro. Thank you so much for your patience, bro.
All right, Coach, I appreciate it, man. I got to make this quick because it's been 3 hours, and I'm sure we got people in the chat all over the place, man. We're going to do a better job moving forward. I believe in you, Coach, yada, yada, yada. Look, hey, this is New York in the building. We don't care about your feelings. So anyone upset about the vitriol and about people being upset towards Kyle Shanahan, this has been brewing for at least 3 years now, where we would make it to the championship games and we would not close. So everyone coming up here, gaga, having all of this fun and being defensive and trying to protect Kyle Shanahan, if you're not an alpha, get out the building. Get out the building. You understand what I'm saying? Speaking of alphas, Kyle Shanahan, he's not one. All right, let me go down my list, man, because I got to be quick. I'm sure there's other people on here. Are we going to win the game tomorrow? No, we're not. You see the type of passes Jordan Love throws? Green Bay ain't playing with nobody, period. I don't know how we're going to lose, but we're going to lose. And mainly because of time management. Football is so easy, Niner Nation. Everyone out in Cali, listen up. Football is very easy. It's all about muscle mass, power, and time management. Those 3 things. Look at my fingers. Look at my fingers. Football is simple. Hold on. It's all about muscle mass, power. It's all about time management. You see what I'm saying? And whatever was the third one I said, yeah, that too. Look, Cal makes this whole football thing difficult. He's trying to live up to his dad's expectations. And the reason why he can't close game, he's smart. He's an OC. He's not a head coach. And we all knew this, like how we knew with Chip Kelly. We all knew that these men are privileged men in the football field that knows how to draw up plays, but they are not men of leaders. They are not leaders of men. You need to know X and O's, and you need to have the rah-rah enough to manage the game. Why did we lose against the Seahawks? Because we had 3 minutes left on the clock. Where my fingers at? 3 minutes, and we decided to throw. Cal decided to throw because we were home, and he wanted to tell the media that Brock Purdy and he came up with the perfect passing pretty boy plays to close out the game. You do not close out a football game by throwing pretty passes unless you're Tom Brady, unless you're an elite quarterback. Hence, we do not have an elite quarterback, okay? I don't want to go hunting with Kyle Shanahan. I don't want to go hunting next year for a quarterback with Kyle Shanahan because we're going to be in the same mess where Kyle Shanahan believes he can get any quarterback, and because his plays are so nice and so greatly thought of, that those plays will bring us to the Super Bowl and close the Super Bowl. That's not football. Football is about muscle mass and grown men fighting. You understand? And time management. We lost the game to the Seahawks because we had 3 minutes and we passed the ball, and that's why Brock Purdy threw an interception. Now, would Brock Purdy throw an interception if we had a legit offensive line that we had 3 years, at least 3 years to invest in instead of investing in Trey Lance? I'm going to get to Trey Lance in a minute. If Brock Purdy had an adequate offensive line, I'm talking about grown men with muscle, big fat guys. You understand what I'm talking about? If he had a true offensive line looked like that with those features, he probably would have had enough time to avoid throwing a pick. But he probably would have still threw a pick anyway because he was a 7th round pick in the draft. Fred Warner in the defense, Niner Nation, wake up, wake up. The problem with the Niner Nation is that most of us are privileged. Most of us were born into wealth. Most of us are not poor and don't use common sense like myself. So we get into big contracts for CMC. We get all worked up about these pretty receivers like Kyle. We need to go back to the gym, hardball days, and play football. Run the ball. Run it. Start your playbook small, and as the game goes along, you bring more receivers onto the field, and then you get pretty, okay? If that doesn't work, you go back to the basics, which is running the football. I'm trying to close my argument here. It's so much for me to say. Stop defending Kyle. He's the privileged white head coach. Stop defending the man. We need a guru. We need a gangster. We need a leader of men who knows a couple of X's and O's, and that'll do the job. You want to win the Super Bowl, Niner fans? You can win the Super Bowl with a 2nd round pick QB next year, but you have to spend your 1st round picks on grown men for the offensive line. You have to invest in the free agency and spend money on your defensive lines and your defensive depth. If you want all of it, Kyle, if you want to stay, if I'm the general manager, if I'm Jed York, you want to stay and you want to be a coach here, I'll give you 1 more year. You're going to invest in depth, starting with free agency. You're going to make sure my defensive line has depth, and we can rotate and give Fred Warner a goddamn break. How many times does that man, and I can't repeat, that man has to take us out of hell? How many times? How many times? Hey, let me tell you something. I'm from New York City. Yo, Niner fans, hey, and hold on. Bob, stop coming on this TV show wasting the Coaches Huddle time. Just because he's a black man, do not waste his time and be joking around. There are people like myself that really care about this team. There are people like myself that has substance, that pays bills, that got kids. We ain't got time to play games. You understand?
What's your brother Bob? Sick of this shit.
Yo, brother Bob. Yo, all of this feminine energy, all of this playing on this show needs to stop immediately. If you don't have substance, get off the channel. Coach can't say it because he needs subscriptions or subscribers, but I'll say it to Coach. That I care about. No. It's because he needs subscription. And I respect that. All right, get football.
We gotta let's regroup. We good. I'm gonna unmute you. We gotta fit it. Let's keep it to the football. Let's keep it to Kyle. I feel you. You gotta. Hey, act right. Just nod if you understand. Nod if you understand. Are Oh, there you go. There you go. Get wipe off. Get you perspirated. Get some tissue. Let's go ahead, brother. Let's go. Let's finish. How you feel about the Packers game?
So listen. I think moving forward, the only way we can make it to the playoff is if our game plan is primarily about time management. And the reason why we have to emphasize on time management so much with Kyle Shanahan's system is because we don't have time to protect the quarterback. So the quick dunk passes or even the deep passes are not going to be made how they're drawn up by Kyle Shanahan. He wants to move fast and be pretty and be quick with his playbook. That's only possible if you have time in the pocket to get those things done and go through the reads. We do so because we don't have depth at the offensive line. We can execute these plays, Kyle. So the answer is run the football. You have muscle in Jordan Mason, and you have someone that can get open and someone that's agile in CMC. But CMC is not even himself, and he will never be again. Those injuries are crucial. Both whatever injuries, that's crucial. Kobe Bryant had an Achilles or a tendon, whatever that is. Look, run the football for the rest of the season and exercise time management, and also buy extra Snicker bars for Fred Warner and your defense because they constantly keep having to bail us out. I'm oh my God. I would want to trade. If I was Fred Warner.
Hold on. It just dawned on me, Dre. It just dawned on me.
This is BS.
Hold on. Wait a minute. It just dawned on me. Say you was going to be quick. Here for like 10 minutes. Screaming at the damn screen. Hey, you said you was gonna be quick, Dre. Give me this was a great. I feel like you needed this. This is a great session today. We talked about a lot. We covered a lot of things. You were able to get out how you feel. Dre, I'd like a score prediction. Hey, tell them what borough you from. They want to know.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We're passionate people. We work hard, and we tell it like how it is. And yeah.
Bed-Stuy, do or die all day.
Pretty much.
And I'd like a score prediction, Dre.
2017. Well, no. I think we're going to lose by at least a touchdown. I don't have the exact numbers, but yeah, unless we utilize time management, but we don't do that anyway, so that's why I'm trying to be as practical as much as we can and, not let the Niners fans down. You know what I mean? We are faithful. We are hopeful, but we got to be realistic. Kyle wants to, do things his way. And that's just how it is. That's just reality. That's the real reality.
Give me a score, Dre.
Green Bay, I'd say 27-17.
Okay, brother. Dre, I love your energy. If you don't call back, I'm going to find your ass. Call me back on the next call-in show, bro. I'll talk to you, bro. All right, brother. Trev.
Hey,
what's
Coach,
going on, man? Now, this is a whole different... You see how we do in the Coaches Huddle? Two different spectrums. You had Dre in New York about to kill somebody, and now we got Trevor sitting here with his nice jersey on and his Bass Pro Shop hat. How you doing, Trevor? Tell me how your day was, Trev. Talk to me.
Pretty good, man. Hung out with some family, haven't seen in a while, had some steaks. It was a good day.
What do you feel about today's game coming up?
Man.
Tomorrow's game.
Feel a lot of ways. I feel like Green Bay, they got a hell of a team.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Love got a hell of an arm. Questionable decision-making at times, likes to throw interceptions. But Green Bay is coming to play. I'll tell you that right now. And the way things have gone with play calling and just the way everything's shaken out, it's there's room for concern, but we'll stay optimistic.
Mm-hmm. What concerns do you see coming up?
Well, let's start with the running backs. We got to get our depth involved, man. I live in Michigan, so the Lions, I mean, they're doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of Lions fans, passionate. Like, I was in Buffalo Wild Wings for the NFC Championship game last year. I was like one of two Niner fans in the whole place, and that joint was loud. We were getting Jared Goff chants, F Brock Purdy stuff. Like, they're a passionate fan base. And the Lions, they're doing it right, man. Dan Campbell has that team all bought in. Everyone plays, 4 quarters, 100% of the game. They're giving it everything they got. It seems like no matter what happens to Detroit, they're going to stay in the fight. Like, they lost Hutchinson. It hasn't made a difference. They're still putting up 50 points. They use their running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. They're dominating the line of scrimmage. They're imposing their will. And it's frustrating, too, because I see a lot of Lions. I see what they do. I see their play caller, Ben Johnson. And I think the Niners have really good personnel. Might not be quite as good as Detroit, with some of the losses of like Brandon Ayuk. But we're right there with the talent. And just not being able to utilize that, not playing to our strengths. I feel like one thing that Kyle does is he wants to win, but he wants to win his way. Like 2 + 2 = 4, but 3 + 1 = 4 also. So if they're stacking the box at the line,
that's aptly put. I like the way you put that.
Yeah, because if they're stacking the box at the line of scrimmage and Kyle has a run left behind Trent or whatever, and it's 3rd and 10. Like, okay, that's how he wants to get the first down, but you could also throw a quick slant to George Kittle. Like, there's more than one way to get the first down. And, if you have a more favorable matchup, take it. Don't just, sit there and go with your play call because that's what you played if it's not going to work. So I feel like he needs to kind of let go of his ego in that sense and listen to the people around him. If you see something that works, do it. Like, just because it's not your idea doesn't mean that you can't, accept that might work, and he just needs to let go of his ego.
That was gonna take my next question. I was gonna ask you, what do you think about Kyle? It's pretty clear. Just needs to kind of check himself. Coming in for the prediction tomorrow, do you think that the Niners are going to take this one out, or we're going to lose?
It's tough. So Brock's not going to play. Nick's not going to play.
No Mooney Ward.
No Mooney Ward. But Kyle, he's going to be in his bag, like you said. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does show some creativity, pulls something out, because Brock's not there. So it's going to go back to, this is my system. This is how we run it. The success is because of me. So I feel like he's going to pull something out of the hat. Not sure what it is. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think we're going to get blown out, although I do see that opportunity. They got some burners in the receiving core, and without Mooney, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, they might be able to take advantage of some of our secondary, especially. I think that it could be close, but it could also be a blowout.
Definitely. I almost feel like, because Trevor, you've been on the platform, and I have to touch on the elephant in the room. Trevor, you're extremely calm. You're reserved. You're a far cry away from the guests that I've had today, and I just feel like you need an interpreter. Like, I feel as though that what you're saying is very clear. It's concise. Anybody with logic can understand what you're saying. But we do things a little differently here at the Coaches Huddle. So I got my guy in here, Dre Day. Dre Day, get on here. And maybe Dre Day can just maybe Dre Day can help us out and maybe and just interpret what's being said. I don't even think he's on here anymore. I think he kind of slipped out of here.
Got you.
But I will say, I was going to do it. What I will say is that I understand exactly what we want. Dre, I wanted Dre to get up here, but Dre left. I was going to have Dre interpret what you had to say. But I hear exactly where you're coming from, bro. I do think that it's going to be a tough win for the Niners to pull out. But moving forward, man, what do you think? Are we going to be sellers or buyers, right? Are the Niners going to still be trying to push after losing this game, or do you think it's all but over if we don't pull this one out tomorrow?
Man, that's tough. In some aspects, you'd like to sell. We drafted well this past year. Guys like Pooney, Renardo Green, Malik Mustafa, freaking love that guy, dude. He hits like a truck. If we can draft like that again, then I say we could sell off some pieces. Obviously want to keep the core guys around. But guys like Debo, love Debo. Guess what? Not cutting it. He has what is he averaging? 3 yards a carry? Bro, sorry.
Try me a little spice from Trevor. Trevor, I was waiting on you.
Juszczyk whiffing on
a little
3
something out of
consecutive
Trevor.
blocks. What's Juice doing? He has 2 sideline catches, toe taps a year. What else does he do? Nothing.
Get to it. Come on, Trev. Come on. You're heating up. You can do it, Trevor. You can do it.
Super frustrating. Another thing I just got to say, man, it seems like the one mistake that you can't make every week. It's like the one mistake that you can't do, the one thing that you absolutely cannot do.
Come on, Trev.
We find a way to make it every time. Every time. And it's frustrating as hell because it's avoidable.
Trev, that fell flat. I thought you was really setting me up for a banger, Trev. Trev, I need you to tell me what really gets your goat. Let it out, Trev. Trev, man. You know what? You're over here right now. Your mom's upstairs making the pizza rolls. I want her to say, what in the hell is Trevor doing downstairs right now? I want you to raise holy hell, Trev. Trev, I need some passion out of you. You are way too fucking cool for school, kid. You need to give me the passion. Bring the funk, Trev.
Man,
how do you feel about the Niners if they fucking lose this game tomorrow? Talk to me.
Yeah, man. It's got to be on coaching at this point. Kyle, he's done a lot of good things for this team. We've had winning records. It's not about what he's done. It's about what he can't do, what he can't learn. Not knowing the overtime rules in the Super Bowl. What the hell kind of excuse is that? You say you didn't know the rules, then you go back. Oh, I knew the rules. Where's the accountability, dude? I live in Michigan, 2 hours from Detroit. The Lions, Dan Campbell, he takes accountability. Oh, yeah, this is on me, guys. I'm sorry. He gets fired up. All right, guys. We're going to bite these people's freaking kneecaps off. We're going to go out there. We're going to impose our will, impose the line of scrimmage. We're going to win. We got Jared Goff as our quarterback. Doesn't matter. We're going to win this game. 4 interceptions. Doesn't matter. But how are we going to win this? Not how are we going to lose this? How are we going to sell this away? How am I not going to make the right play call because I'm too stubborn and I can't let go of my ego? So if it's not the play that I want to be successful, I'm not going to run it. What the hell is that?
Hey, man, Trev, you need to calm the hell down before we send out the National Guard to Michigan to come pick you up, you fucking savage. You need to calm down, Trev. You gave us way too much on that one. Hey, listen, I'll tell you this. I love your energy. Try to tone it down next time. You came in a little too hot. All right, bring it in. But Trev, hey, call in again, man. I love your engagement. Thanks for calling in, bro.
Yeah, man. Take care, coach.
All right, brother. Now act right, bro. You got 5 minutes to close us out. This is the last call of the day. You came, sounds so nice, you did it twice, so you came back. What do you got, Bob? I've been in here for 3 hours and 30 minutes. You know I love y'all. What you got? Come on, man.
So, bro, first of all, let me just say this. Here's the score before I talk about your boy Dre Day. Okay? First of all,
no. Oh,
let me say this. I can't.
I let you, hold on. I let you spin the block because I thought you had football topics. We are not going to do this. I stopped Dre when I felt like he was taking it to a place that it didn't have to go. So let's do that. Hey, find that motherfucking number and call him your damn self. Don't do that shit on my channel.
Okay, right? Do you like my script? Bro, I'm not going to say nothing. I promise.
All right.
Well, anything other than he definitely needs some shea butter or cocoa butter for that hair of his. But listen,
hey, keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. So I'm telling you, better calm down, bro.
Okay, bro. Look, I'll call back to say 2 things. One, since you won't let me say the other thing, I'm going to the USC and UCLA game tonight.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit up there and watch this game, bro. But I hope it's better than what the Niners are probably going to show tomorrow. I'm concerned that we're going to probably lose. And I'm going to put this on everything, 26-13. Because I just don't think we can move the ball that well. I do give it us getting 1 touchdown. I don't think it'll be by the offense. It may be by the defense or special teams somehow, some way. Like the last time we played them in the playoffs. But tell me this, Coach. What is your prediction? Because you haven't said your prediction, your score. Since I can't,
I think.
back.
Okay, I think the Niners are going to lose tomorrow. I think score is going to be. I think it's going to be a close-fought game. I do think the score is going to be in the 20-17 range. I think defense is going to come out and play their ass off. I really do.
I also think that we're going to see a lot of variety from the offense because it's Kyle's inclined to do it, right? One thing I see is that you see that the Kyle's going to do a lot for Brandon Allen as far as, he's going to give him favorable throws. It's going to be a lot of short in-breaking routes. Brandon Allen is really good at throwing outside of the numbers. You may see him take a couple of shots downfield. You will see Jordan Mason have a heavy day tomorrow. If Jordan Mason doesn't go out on his shield tomorrow, I don't know what else to say, but
okay, Coach, I got to ask you this. Why do you all of a sudden think now, as you just said earlier, the last 2 games, Mason's had 3 carries. So why do you think Kyle Levy would change now? I don't want to be called or labeled something else.
Right.
I'm trying to be chill.
I got you. You want me to answer you?
Yes, answer me.
Because he's scared. That's it. He's scared. It's not hard to see. Kyle talks big and bad with who he doesn't have to respect. But he respects the Yorks. And he knows that it ain't Jed, it's John, and it's the family. And those are the people that sign his checks. Kyle makes $14 million a year. This isn't about his ego anymore. This is about the 49ers being embarrassed in front of the NFL world tomorrow. So if he's not going to do his level best, all right, he knows that if they lose, he's going to have a shit ton of excuses why they didn't win. And he's not going to leave anything to chance. He's going to play Jordan Mason. He's going to run Christian McCaffrey. He's going to put them both on the field. He's going to run screens. He's going to put Brandon Allen. He's going to make it look so good with Brandon Allen that you're going to have to beg the question, what would have happened if Brock played? Like, I know this. He's scared. He knows that, let me put it like this. Do you honestly think that Kyle spoke to the media when Trey got traded because he wanted the answer to us? Or because he knew he fucked up and that the ownership was looking at him and saying, you better trounce your fucking Yeezy wearing ass onto that podium and you better be contrite and you better be sorry for fucking off our 3 first-round picks and trading this kid after 3 games. And you better do it with a smile and you better take the accountability, because if you don't, now we look stupid. So you better get out there and say what the fuck we need to say. It ain't hard to tell. He's gonna coach his ass off tomorrow because he's scared. You know another time Kyle Shanahan was scared?
What's that?
3-6, 2012.
Yeah.
RG3 was the rookie. They were 3-6. They were losing. Mike Shanahan went out and said, hey, this is we're going to start reevaluating. We're going to start reevaluating guys who want to play. Basically tank the season, right? And said, we're pretty much done, right? Dan Snyder, who had forced the Shanahans to draft RG3, went down there and said, motherfucker, you got another thing coming. I will fire your ass. And I will fire your ass before the season is over. There's no way in hell that you're going to tank a season with the number 2 overall pick on the roster. You better try your level best. And you know what Kyle did? That coveted offense that they love so much, that RG3 couldn't use, that they went 3-6. They were hellbound on proving the fact that RG3 was not the pick that they wanted and that Kirk Cousins could run this offense at a better clip. As soon as his father said that shit after 3-6, Kyle took that damn Baylor offense and they ran that shit for 7 weeks.
You're right.
He did it for his daddy. You know why? Because his ass was on the line and they was about to get fucking fired. That's the truth.
You think his ass is on the line here, bro? Real shit.
Yeah.
You really think his ass is on the line?
He's got one more. Everything that Kyle Shanahan has done, all of the NFC Championship games, the Super Bowl appearances, the highly ranked offensive guys, the coaches that have been hired in other places, the players that we've drafted and turned late round picks into great players. They emerged. You can even give him credit for Brock Purdy. You know what all that shit amasses to? 1 year. You'll get next year. Kyle, all of that, know what? We're not going to fire you. All of that's cool. But next year,
Question, my brother.
Yeah.
Real shit. Do you think Jesse's right? Would you give Kyle one more year?
Yeah. He's
and
earned
why
it.
is that?
He's earned it. You don't fire because he's been in 2 Super Bowls. He's been to multiple NFC Championship games. He's taken. It ain't about what you know. It's what you can prove.
Okay.
All right.
But he's proven that he loses all the time.
But what it's proven also is that he's given himself even at the worst. The Niners could have went 0-17. Kyle still gets another year. He gets another year. He's not going to go after this year. It's not going to be that fast.
Don't you think the team would be better off if we rebuilt
immediately?
From top to bottom? Yeah. What's the point in waiting? Okay, Trent is older, not getting younger. I know we just gave him more money. CMC is older, not getting younger. Kittle's older, not getting younger. So what are we waiting for? I just say rip the Band-Aid off, just like Jesse said before, but then seemingly walk back. And you rip the Band-Aid off by getting rid of the coach too. Right?
Well, this is the thing. It's not just about Kyle. It's about all of the things that are tied to Kyle. You're going to have to get somebody to take on Brock. All right, so be careful now. You want to fire a coach, you got to make sure that you got to have a coach in hand. You just don't fire a coach without putting out the fielders, starting to kind of monkey bar this thing. You can't let go of one bar until you grab onto the other.
Do you think Brock is a franchise quarterback, elite?
I don't think he's elite, but I think he's a franchise guy. There's teams that are wrapping around. There's lesser. Huh?
I don't think you need someone to take on Brock. You can just restart the rebuild right now. I think it was a year too late. But when we brought back Juszczyk, go ahead.
You think the draft, or you want to sign a guy that's already in the league?
As far as coaching?
No, as far as a quarterback.
Yeah, draft someone. I mean, what I'm saying is you don't have to extend Purdy, give him a big contract now. You don't have to do all that. You know, the point is we've seen this year that I don't think that Purdy is elite. We've seen him missing passes, missing plays, missing open guys. He's not pulling the trigger. Don't know why.
Hold on. So Brock is not elite. I'll give you that. But Brock is a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Okay,
he's a starting quarterback.
So if he's not elite, would you spend $50 million on him?
50?
Yeah.
I spent 45 on him. 40.
Okay, but here's the thing. What if he says, look, and this is what I'm trying to say. What if he says, I'm better than Dak? Dak makes the most. I've actually been to Super Bowls. Dak has not. I've actually been deep in the playoffs. Dak has not. My numbers are better than Dak. So what if he says, yeah, fuck your 40, screw your 40. I want the most in the league because the guy who has the most, I'm better than him.
Well, first of all, the new 40 is different, right? Dak wanting 40 was the equivalent of Brock Purdy wanting like 55 to 60 now. So you got to understand when Dak got his money. So the equivalent of what Dak wants is Brock basically coming in saying, I want 55 to 60 million dollars. That ain't fucking happening. I can tell you that right now.
Okay, so what do you do?
Right? So you shove fucking $45 million in Brock's face and tell him to sign the shit. You don't want to sign it, and trout your little Mr. Irrelevant ass out there and see if there's another team that'll take you. I'm just playing. I'm just saying, man.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying, I think we should just rebuild. What I've seen this year, I don't think I would pick a quarterback that cannot elevate the rest of the team without BA to wins. I've seen a quarterback that, and I don't hate Brock. That's the funny thing. I don't hate him at all. I like him. I love his story. Mr. Irrelevant, as you just said. Love his underdogs. I love Tim Rattay, the last number 13 on his team, until he flamed out. So my point is, again, though, in this NFL, when he could command dollars because someone will give him a lot of money, then do you hit your wagon to him? I don't think so if he's not an elite franchise. So why not just rebuild now? This team has gone 5-5 this year. This is what I want.
Well, the reason why you don't, and I'll answer that question. And the reason why you don't is Brock is pretty damn competent as a starting quarterback in the NFL. Like the drop off between Brock and let's say Brock's like in the top 12 to 15 range in the league, right? And that's where Brock is, like kind of dead set middle in the league. Hey man, shit, 20 to 32 is some shit in that we could be much worse off than, you know what I'm saying? For me. So I think that Brock knows the offense. There's equity there with Kyle being comfortable with Brock. My biggest thing with Brock is that it's hard for me to actually judge him as a like true franchise $45-50 million guys, because number one, he ain't got the money yet, and number two, one of the things that most $50 million and $40 million guys have is that they have control of the offense. Brock is never going to have that. So I think, in a sense, can we really even truly assess Brock? Right? He doesn't have full autonomy over the offense. He can't call what he wants when he feels it, or if he sees something. He can't do that. And
let me add a third finger to that. A third finger. Okay.
This for you, Dre. We put up three fingers.
I can't go in, so I got to be chill. You told me I got to be chill.
All right. You're right.
I'm trying to respect you, bro.
I said, my bad.
Right, he can't stay healthy either. So
who,
Brock. So
okay,
that's another concern, and it's his throwing hand. Now this is throwing arm. This is twice now, in 4 seasons that he's got problems, right? So that's 3 seasons. That's my problem, man. I don't know if you want to hit your wagon to a guy that's having a season that he's having and not really producing. And if you look at the all 22, which I know you have, I know you did. We talked about this off this shit. So when you look at that all 22, bro, what do you see from him? Be real.
Brock?
Yeah.
You gonna make me do this one. All right, man. So all right. Yo, you mad? I'm gonna call you after this. You funny. So look, Brock is missing throws. He's missing throws. Some throws you don't know. Is he not getting the ball out because he wants something bigger? Like, I feel like Brock is trying to make his money. So you see him foregoing easier passes. And then also accuracy has been an issue with him just getting the ball. The balls have died trying to get out the receivers. There's an accuracy from Brock. We can definitely talk about the play action pass that I don't even think he should have been throwing, by the way. But the pass to Deebo Samuel on 3rd and long in the last drive against Seattle, it was open. It was there. Yeah. Deebo had a step, and Brock airmailed it. One thing,
and he threw it high and basically behind him too a little bit.
Behind him, yeah. The pick against Arizona to Deebo, he threw it behind him. No good. You know, he's not to the point yet where you got to ask if he's regressing. I don't think we're there yet, right? And then also, I'm not going to say I was happy to find out, because you're not happy that he's injured, but it was good to know that there was a shoulder injury in this game where he had to get an MRI. So that may explain a lot of the inaccuracy that you saw from Brock, but he's not perfect. No quarterback is. I don't think he's elite, but I don't think anything's off the table either, right? He's not elite, but I don't think that he never can be. Right?
40 to 40. Okay. All right. There you go. Go ahead.
I don't think he never can be. My biggest thing with Brock is that he's going to have to learn how to process smoother. There's certain things about his skill set that you're just never going to change, i.e. his arm strength, his arm talent. That's just going to be what it is. But my biggest thing for Brock is that, styles make fights in the NFL. We all can talk about, what guys can do with the teams that they're with. But the fact is that there's a lot of guys who are highlighted and they're doing very well because they're in the right system, because they're on the right team and they get utilized the right way. And I think for Brock, if all of those things are happening for Brock, then you do have to ask yourself, well, is this all he's got? He has everything that's been afforded to him. He's on the right team. He's got the right system. He's got a coach who understands his limitations, right? If this is the best that we can get out of him, maybe it's time for us to kind of go the Baker Mayfield route when it comes to paying him, right? So my thing is that he deserves his money. He deserves his money. That kid saved our fucking bacon. That's the truth. But at the same time, I don't want to sacrifice the future of the team or mortgage the future just to get him paid. And I don't think that Brock would do that, honestly. I think he has very good self-awareness about who he is and his effect on this team. I think he does.
Well, I hope you're right, because I don't look, like I said earlier, I love his story, but his story doesn't win championships. Story doesn't win a Lombardi. Okay, I don't care about anything else but a Lombardi.
Baker money will get him signed though. You don't think the Baker deal will get him signed?
Would he? Okay, if he, yes, it should be. That Baker deal was he 33 million a year for sure.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I don't know if he would take it. You know, if I'm a quarterback starting in the NFL and I got better stats than Dak Prescott, why the fuck would I take that money? I'm gonna take what Dak got or close to what Dak got. You tell me,
Brock fucking Purdy. That's why.
Yeah, but Brock,
and you play with Christian McCaffrey. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
And you play with Christian McCaffrey. And you know what? There's another reason why I don't got Brock doing this. Because another reason why I don't got Brock doing this is because of what he's seen this year. Look at what he saw about all these old farts that hung out for their guaranteed money. And now look at him. You know what I'm saying? You don't think that Brock sees that? You don't think that Brock looked at Brandon Ayuk all summer and was like, dude, you are pushing a tough bargain. And then you get hurt for what? For an extra couple of million, right? When you could have been signed much earlier. Now, we're not here to say that, you know, the contract negotiations or Brandon Ayuk missing camp is the reason why he's hurt. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that I think that Brock is smart enough to understand, you know, kind of how things play out when you kind of sacrifice continuity with the team. You know, when you're a quarterback and you're trying to get paid, it's a little bit of like a partnership, right? Like we're consulting. Like I'm the face of your team. I'm the franchise of the team. Like, so let's work a little. Let's talk. I think that it would be so misguided and a huge blind spot if Brock was to walk into the negotiation table as if he was like some first round pick that's now coming up on his bag. Like that ain't the story. That's not the context. Not even close. He ain't Lamar.
All right. And I get that. But see, all I'm saying is neither is Dak. Dak's not Lamar. Dak's not Mahomes.
But that's delusional though.
Okay, but
that's not Brock. I see you keep bringing up Dak. Hold on, wait a minute.
He reset the market, bro. And all I'm saying is the bottom line is even if you were to say that Purdy would take 40, that still is a big dip into our salary cap. A big dip too, if you think about it, because you got Bosa doing 34, you got Ayuk. You can't move on from those contracts. So, and then you got whatever you're giving Kittle. All I'm saying is that's a high number for a quarterback that you yourself said is not currently elite franchise material. And I'm going to say this.
Wait a minute. You see, I see what you did there. You tried to
legalize
me.
You said he could be.
No, I'm on your ass now. You tried to legalize me. I see the shit that you just did. You said that I said that Brock was not an elite franchise quarterback talent. That's not what I said.
You said
that's not what I said. Yeah, okay, I'll put in the yet, even the yet.
I said
that's not what I said.
Well,
that's not what I said.
What
I said was I don't think Brock Purdy is elite, but I do think he's a franchise quarterback.
Oh, okay. Well, my bad if I misspoke. But you don't think he's elite
There's
yet,
a difference.
Right? Okay, and that's true. Some people definition of franchise. Okay, well for me,
I don't think he's elite. There's franchise quarterbacks that aren't elite. Would you say that Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback?
To me, no. But I will say this. To me, elite and franchise means everything. That's my definition. If you're elite franchise, that means you can carry your franchise deep into the playoffs and win a Super Bowl. That's to me, right? And I've got a bet with our boy Jesse. You know, it's a bullshit bet. Look at this. See, I like great tone. It's a bullshit bet, but I took a bet that
Jalen Hurts is trash.
Yeah, I don't think Hurts ain't shit.
Yeah,
most of the quarterbacks in NFL right now, bro, are mid. Most of them are mid.
Don't get me started.
I know you don't like Jalen Hurts at all.
I'm a Bama guy too. I put up with this shit for years.
You went off on him in one stream. But
let's move on.
On. I just want the Niners to win. And I'm concerned that not ripping it off the Band-Aid right now is going to lead us into another year or two of this mid bullshit where we're 5-5. Because look, bro, just look at this before I get off.
Okay.
Look at the teams we've lost to, bro. Let's just look at the teams we lost to. So, yeah, we beat the Jets. They ain't shit. Rodgers is washed. We lost to the Vikings. We lost to the depleted Rams. Okay. Yes, we beat the Patriots. Their quarterback ain't shit. We lost to the Cardinals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lost to the Seahawks. bro, we lost. I mean,
I got news for you. I got news for you.
What?
I think we'd have lost to the Patriots if Drake May would have played.
Bro, exactly. That's what I'm.
But let's just move on. I'm gonna just leave it there.
I kept telling my wife, bro, I'm like, man.
I was like, thank God Drake May's not playing.
Brissett is just like straight ass. But yes, you're right. So that's my concern, bro. It's not like, and we almost lost to the Buccaneers. The fucking Cowboys came back on us, bro. So don't, and this is at home. The Cowboys is at home. So I can't sit up here and say, hey, you know what? It's just a rough year, off year. We got problems at coaching. We got problems on this team. I think it's time to rip the fucking Band-Aid off, right? Because that's what needs to be done. Because if you bring back Kyle Levy, he's going to try to run this back again because it's something you said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He's coaching.
Stop spamming the chat, Spidey. Stop spamming the chat, bro. Go ahead.
He's coaching for his job. I'm not even looking at the chat right now. I'm looking at our doggone StreamYard here. But bro, that's what I'm saying, man.
Mm-hmm.
My 2 minutes up. I'm done. You told me not to clap back, so I ain't gonna clap back. But I'm being real. You mean to tell me you would run this back one more year?
Yeah, I run it back. It's let me just put it this way. Let's just to help you see it. Let me take Kyle out of the equation. It's just not competent. That's not what organizations do. You can't move this swiftly off of a regime that is giving you this much success with all of the contracts that you've just signed in the offseason. You don't just let him off the hook that way. In a sense, firing Kyle this year will be letting him off the hook. It would be the equivalent of him letting off a grenade and walking out of the room and saying, you guys deal with the aftermath. You deal with old ass Trent. You deal with old ass Christian McCaffrey. You deal with the MCL and the ACL of Brandon Ayuk coming back. You find out what's going on. You ask Kyle Juszczyk for another pay cut. You're the one who has to figure out how we handle Mooney Ward. It's like, no, Kyle has done a lot under the name of the 49ers. And he's going to have to get us out of this mess. I would not. Firing him that soon is like somebody doing you dirty and all you do is punch him. Nah.
Okay,
you ain't getting out of here. I'm about to whoop your ass. You about to feel
you know
this.
What? You're right.
So he ain't getting off the hook that easy. No.
Yeah, you know what?
You gonna sit here and you gonna clean up your mess and you gonna prove to us all this genius shit this year. You sat here and you got all of these boys paid over the summer. They sat here in your face and they went back on contracts that they were supposed to play into. And you think about it, what's crazy about the contracts that happened is these guys waited until their guaranteed money was up to be in the middle of their deal and say, nah, I want more money. I want guaranteed money. They ran back the clock. So if I'm the Niners, if I'm Jed or John York, I'm not firing you, bruh. You ain't getting off the hook that easy. You did all of this shit over 1 year, and then now we got to pick up the pieces and go try to find a coach to convince to take over this dumpster fire that you just did? Hell nah. You gonna sit here, sit your ass. You know when you got in trouble as a kid and your grandma, big mama say, sit down, sit right here. You sit your ass right, you don't go nowhere. If I move, you move. I jump, you jump. You better.
I've heard that.
Turn around. You better on top. You better stay your ass right here. So that's what Kyle. He about to walk around with his hand in John York pocket. You stay your ass right here. You don't get to go nowhere.
You're right.
You done lost all trust.
Yeah, you know what? You got a great point. I didn't even think about it. It's slightly different than what Jesse said it, but I get it. You know what? You made this bullshit. You lay and fix this bullshit. Or else,
you fixing it. You don't get to get off and what the hell we look like firing Kyle Shanahan and watching him coordinate on somebody else's team next year while we sitting here with old ass Trent and Debo. Hell nah.
Yeah, you got to go
right here.
And let me say this before I get off. I did go back to the chat because you said it, you mentioned it, and I saw somebody talk shit about my boy Jesse. Only I can talk shit about my boy Jesse. So anyway, hey, Coach, much love to you, dog. Seriously. Why I get that look again, bro?
No, I love you, bro. You
okay.
Yeah.
So I'll hit you up, man. Good talking to you later, my brother.
Awesome. Hey, guys, this was another Coaches Huddle call-in show. Guys, we almost were in here for 4 hours. I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is the proof that I got to love Jones for the faithful. Guys, it didn't feel like 4 hours. And tomorrow we're going to do it again for a live watch show party. I rock with y'all so hard, man. You guys keep the energy. You guys give me energy and confidence to reach out to you. Like I keep saying, like, I love the watch parties. I love doing shows with all of my content creators and collaborating. But this show I love the most because I get to connect with you guys. I get to reach out, give you guys confidence to come on and talk to me and vice versa. Everybody that called today was awesome. Everybody that had a point of view, thank you so much for calling in, and reach out to me if you can. This is the coach. Stay low and keep your feet. Whoa! I was about to get got. I ain't going nowhere. Okay, so we got some super chats coming in here. I knew they were going to try to get me. It is what it is. So let's go. I'll put it out. Some of these super chats right now going in. Not come back with your shoulder on it. Run the ball. We already got that out the way. We already got the score prediction. Just saying, thanks for your hard work. $4.99. Thank you, Serenity. I love Serenity. Boxing Fan X4, $4.99. I think this team is broken from the Super Bowl. We were supposed to do what we were supposed to do to the Chiefs, what we did to the Eagles last year to get over that hump. Oh, okay. We were supposed to do to the Chiefs what we did to the Eagles last year to get over that hump. Agreed. Serenity $4.99. I'm hoping for snow like Brown Steelers, so there's an extra excuse for the L. I'll hear you. Brother Bob, my boy, $2. Here's $2 for me being ignorant on your show. Thank you, Brother Bob. Going to the UCLA and USC game tonight. I hate both. Good job, Brother Bob. Brother Bob, losing 26-16, pack better than teams we lost to. That's true. Trey Lance is straight catching strings, or Dre is on one. Yes, Trey Lance was catching straight. Dre got to call it back. Dre was on one. Brother Bob again, wait, now I'm catching strange. This is a good one. Definitely. Joshua Edwards, $5. Autoplay was on, and I just walked into this energy. Let's go. You know, Josh, you my guy. Steve-O, 099 super sticker. I saw it. And as well, Red Jet Show, $20. Thank you, sis. Go Niners. Great show, coach. Welcome back, Brother Bob. So much to go over in this show. We laughed. We cried. We looked at the Niners for the good in them. We looked at the Niners for the bad in them. And we still came out with, we will lose tomorrow. It's like, I'm fucking with y'all. We're not going to lose tomorrow by some of your estimations. But me, myself, I do have the Niners losing 20-17. That is my official prediction. And I hope that I am wrong. I want all of you in here tomorrow for the live watch party at 4:25 Eastern for the San Francisco 49ers, who are 5-5 going against the 7-3 Green Bay Packers. Guys, I love you. This is the coach signing off with a 3-hour and 56-minute call-in show. And we're going to do it again tomorrow. This is the coach. I love you. Stay low and keep your